unthinkable.
And New Zealand have won the Tri-Nations.
Rugby League's proudest record was shattered. Decades of kangaroo dominance over, and the Kiwis kings of the Tri-Nations.
It is an absolute hammering for the Australians here.
Now they have it, are they good enough to keep it? As for the first time, the game's three-way international power struggle comes down under. 7 great matches for the title. The Lions a long way from home. A Kiwi call-up for an ageing champion. And the Kangaroos letting loose a new generation of stars. Nothing is tougher than a trans-Tasman scrap. And tonight, Darren Lockyer will lead a mission to win back green and gold pride. Welcome to the Tri-Nations on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Yes, the matchup that ended the 2005 Tri-Nations is the one that will begin the 2006 tournament. And will it be as big a surprise? Certainly it's just as intriguing, as a lot's happened with these three teams over the last year, and particularly Australia and New Zealand, with the comings and goings of the likes of Stacey Jones, of course Andrew Johns and Darren Lockyer have had an effect on all of the matches that these teams have played. Welcome to the coverage, Australia and New Zealand tonight, and joining me to talk about this one, Great Britain winger Brian Carney. And Brian, you're being progressively joined by your teammates for the beginning of your tournament in a couple of weeks' time, and former Kangaroo halfback Matty Johns. Matt, this one hard to pick tonight. Certainly it's had enough pre-test niggle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has, and it's always a difficult assignment, Shero, playing New Zealand. It's not only a test of your football ability, but a test of your toughness as well, because the Kiwis over there, they love to rip in. But I've got to be honest, this Aussie side, it's a beauty. Some experience, a lot of exciting youngsters. But what they've all got in common is they're in great form. They're going to be really hard to beat.
Okay, Brian, I guess you'll be taking a really close look at this. You've got, 9 players to join you yet in the squad here in Australia for your first match. What do these first couple of matches mean to you, Australia and New Zealand?
Well, the team have gathered in the hotel in Manly this evening to watch this. It's important because in 2 weeks' time we're going to be facing the Kiwis over there. So whatever they throw at the Australians tonight, we can expect similar. So we need to get up to speed on what they're going to do. We haven't seen a whole lot of them during the year, or the guys coming from England haven't. So it's important that we get up to speed.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the 7 matches which will make up the Tri-Nations. Of course, the 3 teams will play each other twice. Australia and New Zealand will get their 2 encounters over and done with first, and Brian and his Lions will then be on deck for 4 straight matches. And of course, it all ends with the final at Aussie Stadium on Saturday, November the 25th. That's the final on November the 25th. And the Australian team, well, Matt, they're calling this very much a new-look Australian team. Let's take a look at it.
Let's have a look at the side. It's a very, very good Australian side, Shero. At fullback, the exciting Carmichael Hunt. On the wings, a lot of jumping ability in Matty King. And Greg Inglis makes his test debut. Many more to come for Greg. Have a look at this centre partnership. What a beauty it is. The best in the business with Mark Gazier and one of the form players of the final series, Justin Hodges. Now, in the halves, a lot of attacking potential here tonight. Darren Lockyer is the captain in the form of his life, and Jonathan Thurston in his first game in the Kangaroo number 7 jersey. A strong back row, Rennie Mature on debut, the impressive Luke O'Donnell, and a real tackling machine in Nathan Highmarsh. What a front row for the Aussies. We've got here tonight Willie Mason. He's going to move up front. That's a good move. The Dalian Player of the Year, Cameron Smith, and Big Petro 7 CV. He's had a bump at 2006. Now the bench, Marco Mealy, the Clive Churchill medalist Sean Berrigan, the Bobcat Andrew Ryan, and Brent Kite, the coaches Ricky Stewart.
Well, of course, only 4 players who started in both the last Tri-Nations and, of course, the Anzac Test. Brian, Gasnier one side of the ruck, Hodges on the other, pace to burn on the edges. It's a good Australian back line, isn't it?
That's it. If you're going to defend against those guys, you better make the right decisions. Mark Gasnier is probably the form centre in the world at the moment, and whoever's going to be lining up against him, I think it might be Steve Maddai. He's going to have his hands full, and he's going to want to make the right decisions with his winger, or else Mark Gasnier will just start putting I think you'll have Matt King on that side, put him away.
Well, we spoke about it before the game, Brian. When you have a look at the Kiwis from 2 to 5, there's a bit of an experience here. I think the Aussies will push it around the park, Shero.
Matty Berrigan on the bench. It obviously, it's a huge advantage for Australia. It gives Ricky the chance to rest Cameron Smith.
Well, I mean, look, Shero, it's a great 1-2 combination. You've got Cameron Smith starting the game, very creative, and you've got Berrigan coming off the bench, and he was in super form at the back end of the year. So, yeah, great combination there. A luxury.
Okay, let's take a look at the Kiwi lineup. Take us through it, Matt.
Yeah, it's a good side nonetheless. less at fullback. You got a player who was in one of the best performers in last year's Tri-Nations, Brent Webb. On the wings, Tame Tupou, who he put under a lot of pressure, and so will his wing partner, Manu Vadavai. A lot of opportunity there for the Aussies. Now, powerful centre combination. Isia Soliola on debut, and also another debutant, Steve Matai. A lot of experience in the halves. Nigel Vungana, he'll bring a real running edge to the 6th jersey, and Stacey Jones, he's still the Kiwis' key man. The back row for the Kiwis has got a nice blend. You've got Simon Mannering, who's got a lot of mobility, David Kibble, a lot of intimidation, and big Tony Puletua, who's got size, good speed, good footwork. He's a real handful. A great front row, the skipper, Ruben Wiki, Dean Hallertau from the Tigers, and big Roy Asatasi. Let's see how fit he is after that knee injury. Now the bench, Jerome Rapati, he's a really good player, Rapati, Nathan Kalis, Adam Blair, Frank Pritchard, the coach, Brian McLennan.
Okay, the bench, Brian Carney, these players, have they had enough football, and how important does that make the interchange?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Australians have, majority of their team have only just finished playing, whereas the Kiwis might have finished 5-6 weeks ago, and that might show a bit. But like Matty spoke about before, when you go over to play there, they're going to be straight at you right from the start, and there's going to be 3 in the tackle, and I don't think fitness will come into it. I think it's, you know, their heart will carry them through that first 20 minutes. You know, it's how they perform at the back end of the game is going to be important.
Matty, one player, and Ricky Stewart has mentioned his name and made no bones about it, Stacey Jones.
Look, Stacey's a brilliant young player. He's had a mixed year in Perpignan. He had a broken arm, but he's had some glimpses of form. But he's one of those players, a bit like Olsen Filipana. He might be in great form, but when he pulls on the Kiwi jersey, you know, he grows the leg. But for Stacey tonight, he needs to bring his A game. And his A game is putting the polish on the end of sets of 6, whether it's a long raking kick or kicking for points, things like that. You know, if Stacey can do that, you know, they're a chance.
Okay, well, since 2001, these teams have played 12 times. Australia has won 8 of those, but over the last couple of years, it's been very, very even. Let's go now to Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. Your commentators are Ben Eichen, Phil Gould and Andrew Voss.
Thank you, Tim. And out comes Darren Lockyer. Just a fortnight since the grand final. Now leading out the Kangaroos in this opening game of the Tri-Nation Series. Yes, they had the win back in May, but still on many of these players' minds, that Tri-Nations final last year and a 24-0 defeat. Half a dozen of this squad played in that match. And they come out onto Mount Smart Stadium on what's been a fine and breezy day in Auckland, and quite a cool night, but certainly conditions will be no excuse for the two teams if their performance is anything below par. 5 players on debut in this Kangaroo squad tonight. 8 of the squad having played in the grand final. Big Willie Mason on screen. He will get the Bronx cheer from the fans here. Matty King, Luke O'Donnell. Matt King, one of those grand final players, assembling with his squad. First match of 7, and the Kiwis, a little bit of mind games going to happen here. They're in no hurry to come out. Brian McLennan, you can see just right of centre of screen, coach giving last minute instructions there to Dean Hallertau. The boys were speaking about his role as dummy half tonight. So it would appear that the Kiwis are still some time from coming out onto the ground. A bit like Melbourne, grand final night, they kept the Broncos waiting. And now the Kiwis are up. Ruben Wiki, big smile on his face. 51st test tonight. What a legend of New Zealand Rugby League he is. Benny Eichen, Phil Gould with me. Ben, you're watching this. New Zealand, they're going to keep Australia waiting. They're into the huddle now. It may be some minutes before we see them.
It's like they're trying to build pressure here. The first 20 minutes for the Kiwis is always full of passion and enthusiasm. Expect no different tonight. They'll come out fired up, no doubt.
So Wiki will lead them out. His 14th time as captain, 33 years of age, the oldest player on show tonight. But no prouder man in this New Zealand side. And out they come from the eastern side of Mount Smart Stadium, the defending Tri-Nations champions. Here at Mount Smart. They have only won once here before. And their last win in Auckland was over at North Harbour Stadium back in 2003. Stacey Jones returns tonight. One of the real favourites for so many years with the Warriors, these days playing out of France in the UK Super League. He returns tonight to play his 42nd Test match for his country. David Kidwell, part of the beaten Melbourne side on grand final night.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the
Teams
national
lined up.
anthems? Our first national anthem tonight will be
Centre
the
field.
Australian anthem sung
And
by
the
Nick
anthems to be sung
Afoa. So
tonight.
could you please stand?
Nick
Thank
Afoa
you.
to provide us with the Australian anthem, and Kendall Baker, the anthem of New Zealand.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every state advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advanced Australia fair.
And well done to the Aussie boys,
Ladies and
all
gentlemen, the New
singing
Zealand national
along to the anthem. They have
sung
been
by
criticised in the
Kendall
past,
Baker.
but not now. Now the New Zealand anthem to be sung by Kendall Baker. Stirred up for a big night. These two teams clashed on 4 occasions last year, 2 wins apiece. Their one clash earlier this year at Suncorp in May resulted in a big win to the Kangaroos. Now they face off for the haka. Kiwis on halfway, the Australians lined up on their 40-metre line. Face to face. One of the great moments in international sport when the Kiwis are involved. The heavyweights, they stare at each other in the eye. Willie Mason looks fired up for a big night. Why not? Our pictures come courtesy of Sky New Zealand tonight. Rennie Matua's on debut. Look at Manu Vatuvei, the beast. He is ready to go. And I don't know whether Willie was too impressed. Jonathan Thurston, Andrew Ryan, a little nonplussed about it all. Young Australian is referee Ashley Klein. These days refereeing in the Super League. Refereed the grand final last year. Now there is some news. Willie Mason will start from the bench on the interchange for the start of this one. Would mean that Mark O'Mealy is out there, the starting 13. We're underway, the Tri-Nations Series for 2006, and straight away it's the Ogre who brings it back. And there were a wall of black jumpers, a moving wall at that. Kangaroos with Sivanasiva, rushes up and hit hard by Kidwell, and the drive comes. Vunganar over the top, Wiki as well, and Kidwell. Kangaroos on their 20. Engaged in a war of words coming into the match. A lot of the former greats having their say as Sivanasiva gets over the 30. Everyone anticipating there'd be fireworks early. Kicking out of dummy half, Cameron Smith on debut from the Melbourne Storm. Good kick first up as well. 5 metres out from the Kiwis line. Webb straight away linking up Tupou and pushed back in the tackle by Justin Hodges. Broncos teammates. A lot of that across the board in this match tonight. Vanavai took the hit up to the 20. Now followed up by Matt High. Young Manly centre. The two centres on debut tonight for New Zealand. Here's another one on debut. Simon Mannering for the Kiwis. 35 metres out from his own line. Tackled by Smith and Hindmarsh. And Hallertau sends them back with Wiki. And up comes O'Mealy. Just a front-on grab. Ball and all tackle. They're 41 out from their own line. They'll kick here through Jones. Goes down centre field. Not a good bounce for the Kangaroos. Now it sits up for Hunt. Puts a hop in. He's chased down there by Madai, who makes the tackle. Australians 25 metres out from their own line. King it is. His job to bring back centre field. They picked him up. Asatazi. Wiki. Kidwell. Getting in the thick of it. Kangaroos now just outside their 20, and there's that shimmy from Gaznia running out to the right side as far as the 30. Wiki made the tackle. Smith backs for Sivanasiva. Gets into stride but runs into Hallertau. Hallertau only played 14 matches this year for the Tigers. Sivanasiva, they've lost control of the ball. Smith has got this kick from inside the 40. And again it's to the wing of Tame Tupou. And Tupou returns with a football. Hasn't had much of late. Game time, being 18th man in the grand final for Brisbane.
And Bossy, you can see the tactics here from Australia in the opening stages. As soon as they get to their own 40-metre line, Cameron Smith is kicking out a dummy half, and that's trying to take the enthusiasm and the volatility out of this New Zealand opening gambit. They're going to kick the ball early, turn New Zealand around, and do a little bit of bashing of their own.
So this time O'Mealy, Hindmarsh and Sivanasiva got up on Asatazi. Jones had to lunge forward, linking up there with Kidwell. Kidwell put on the spin and now driven back by Smith and Thurston. Back to the 40-metre line. Kiwis in possession. This opening game of the Tri-Nations. Now Jones for Vunganar, and they're away down the right side and having to kick. It's fielded by Carmichael Hunt. Now Webber's chased through. Some of the crowd unhappy that Vunganar was tackled. It was pretty much simultaneous.
I don't think there was any problem with the tackle on Vunganar, but I thought he could have done more with it. He didn't show much pace when he got into the clear, and he had support players warming up on the inside. I thought it was a fairly rash decision to put his foot to the ball.
Still signs of promise. Little short side raid from them. Able to open up the Australians. Now Crossfield almost shepherd around the back of O'Mealy. They gave themselves up. They said forward pass as well.
The Kiwis had great success in 2005 because they were able to build pressure, complete sets. It was less about the ad-lib football they've become famous for. And it's good to see them here tonight be less about passion and getting up in your face, wanting to get involved in the collision, but rather complete sets and get the ball down the other end, because opportunities will come like this. They'll force the error. They're in a good position now to attack the Australian line.
Kiwis 40 metres out from the Australian line, and Soliola has a touch, this young Roosters centre. Former junior Kiwi, spotted by Arthur Beetson, playing for the junior Kiwis back in 2003. The first big attacking chance of the game, and referee Klein comes straight in, rules a penalty to New Zealand. He gets a hand on Nathan Hindmarsh when he came in as well. Gets right in the thick of it, does Ashley Klein.
Simon Mannering, the 13, never played lock forward before in senior football. He got a high one there from Hindmarsh. But coach Brian McLennan looking for a little bit more mobility in the back row. Here they come, the Kiwis.
Vanavai takes the first hit up, and he was airborne there for a moment as O'Donnell provided a real lift in the tackle. And a dummy half goes Hallertau. He's only 3 metres from the line. New Zealand on the attack. Kiwi chant goes up here at Mount Smart. Now for Jones. Across it comes with Webb. Bound for England next year, off to play for Leeds. Then on for Kidwell. Put a fend on Thurston. And Thurston comes again to make the tackle. Quick play the ball. Away goes Vangana. He turned them around. Nigel Vangana gets in goal for New Zealand and will be held up. Referee Klein right there and wants to send it up to the video referee.
Well, he showed some pace that time. Just criticised his lack of speed when he broke into open play a few moments ago. But he showed good pace out of dummy half. The quick play the ball from Kidwell gave him an opportunity. Plenty of determination. It's hard to imagine he's got the ball down with all those Australians hanging on, and he is... Whoa! Was there a feint touch?
He went close there. They're going to look at it closer, obviously.
Well, you won't see from this side. There is a very slick moment there. Now, is that a touch?
Oh.
Is that a touch?
That's a touch.
It's Nathan Hindmarsh's arm. I'm still not convinced.
Is that a touch?
Oh.
Does it hit the grass?
It was about the fourth effort, but...
Well, it flicks the blade of grass. Does it...
Well...
Oh, these video referees. It's a team event tonight.
That hits the grass, mate.
Mr. McIntosh is the Kiwi. Mr. Nash is the Aussie up in the video referees box.
That hits the grass for mine. That's a try.
Well, he's about to become the greatest try scorer in New Zealand Test Rugby League history. We'll take his tally to 18. Nathan Hindmarsh doesn't think it's a try. The Australians are lining up for a play the ball on the 10-metre line. Waiting for the decision. They say try. Benefit of the doubt. Some of the Australians are blowing up. Carmichael Hunt, the 19-year-old's got into the middle of it and saying cool it down. Kiwis score first 4 points to nil.
Good work by Nigel Vangana. Plenty of determination there. And that's the way to play the Australians. Move them around and then be sharp out of dummy half. It's the run out of dummy half that catches them napping. Good speed, good determination. And as we saw, it was only one minute particle of a minute, one minute particle of a second that he got the ball on the ground.
They're big, they're strong. And the Australians created this opportunity for the Kiwis. Getting this close to the line, they're big, they've got great footwork. Nigel Vangana, fantastic player.
Scoring the try, Nigel Vangana. I don't know about particles of a minute or a second, Gus. Nanosecond. He had it for a nanosecond, but was he held up long enough? That's the thing that Nathan Hindmarsh will argue.
No, the replay was in slow motion. The replay was in slow motion. At normal speed, he made good effort at the line. And that's all you got to do. You just got to ground the ball. You don't have to keep it there for an age.
Well, they got the first try back in the test match in May. It was to David Kidwell. Tonight it's to Vangana. Look at that tally, 42nd test for Jones, and he finds himself 9 behind his captain tonight, Ruben Wiki. They've got a few captains in this side. Vangana is captain New Zealand, so is Nathan Kalis. Jones leading point scorer in last year's Tri Nations. First kick of the night, 15 minutes in from touch, and Stacey Jones nails the first one. And the home side lead by 6 points to nil in front of the Mount Stadium fans. And Nigel Vangana bound for the South Sydney Rabbitohs next year, starting with plenty of enthusiasm tonight.
It's fantastic stuff from the Kiwis. Like I said, big and strong, hard to stop from that close.
Still not convinced, but happy to live with benefit of the doubt. So New Zealand on the board, and Roy Asatazi returns the footy. He's had just that one game since suffering the knee injury against the Broncos. 124. New Zealand 25 metres out from their own line. Webb got into dummy half that time for his captain Wiki, and it was Hindmarsh who got into a wrestle with the New Zealand captain. Now Kidwell, he goes. He was criticised for some handling errors in that grand final. He's locked the ball under the wing so far with every carry tonight. Now Ozkygrouch on for Wiki and hit well low by O'Neilly. Knocked him down, which is not easy to do. And New Zealand will kick here. Jones having to switch. The second choice kicker is Webb. Had to rush his attempt. Fielded by Inglis. What a night for him. What a night for his family. Two teenagers in this Kangaroos back line. Inglis is the youngest, but only by a couple of months. Now with Hodges. Tackled short of halfway. Two front runners, Ozkygrouch and Wiki, and the Kangaroos settle down centre field with O'Neilly. Taken that time by Tony Pulatua. Captain at club level, not at international level. Tony, captain of the Panthers. Now O'Donnell, North Queensland cowboy. Met by 4 New Zealand defenders. At 41 metres away from the line, Ryan, Berrigan, Mason, all part of a very strong interchange for the Kangaroos. Nice run there by Cameron Smith. 30 metres out from the line. Hunt for Thurston. He'll kick across and Inglis on the chase. He's good under the high ball. Tupou gets to it first. Now Tupou close to the sideline. Does very well to leave it on the ground. The touch judge ruled that he went over the sideline. Tupou left it there for someone to pick up. The Kangaroos got to it.
He actually did really well. Good take. And he was infield here, but just the cover defence coming across. Well, Hodges on his own with great strength was able to pull him over the sideline. So a good result there for the Australians and a great attacking opportunity. Hodges has moved to 5'8" off the scrum. Big right foot step, strong player. They might let him go one-on-one here.
Thurston across with Hodges. Runs across field. Now he has to stutter and straighten it. Webb's there and the cavalry come. Mannering, Fungana. 19 metres out from the line. Kangaroos trailing by 6 points to 0. Centre field. Thurston dumps it off there for Sivanasiva. Good low tackle from Dean Hallertau. A lone West Tiger in this match. Now Cameron Smith tackled 5 metres away from the New Zealand line. Luke O'Donnell finds himself at dummy half. For Jonathan Thurston. Now for Lockyer. Comes across field, brings in Hunt. And it's batted on there by Hodges for Inglis, and it's called forward. Hodges put his mitt to the ball, then into the clutches of Inglis, and called forward by referee Klein.
He got up in the Aussies' face in the Kiwis. Tame Tupu has put a huge shot on Carmichael Hunt after he's passed the ball, forced the error. They need to be doing this over the full 80 minutes though. The Kiwis can't come in waves. That was a very good effort in defence.
It looked dangerous though, Ben. It looked dangerous. I mean, they created the numbers on the outside. I know they went up quickly there, New Zealand, but they still made an error. It was only the juggle by Hodges that stopped the try being scored.
And Eyes had a haircut between his last game for Manly and his first test for New Zealand. You're used to seeing him with the dreadlocks. They're all gone for his test debut. Hallertau with Ozkygrouch. Another one bound for South Sydney next year. And here's another penalty to New Zealand. 31 metres out from their own line.
Kiwis don't need many of these to start to build momentum. Piggybacks down the other end of the field, mistakes from the Aussies. You just can't give them easy possession in your half. They get excited, they start throwing the ball around, all of a sudden they're awfully hard to defend against.
Great deal to it. And welcome to our audience through Great Britain. Watching the coverage of this opening match of the series, we get to see the Great Britain side in a fortnight's time. Christchurch, South Island of New Zealand. And here is Jones, New Zealand 40 metres out from the line, Mannering. Putting Mannering at lock. They did have Shontaine Harpy there at lock in the Tri Nations final last year, and it worked then. So McLennan, the coach, trying it again with another centre. Here is Webb, 30 metres out from the line.
It looks a little uncertain there, Mannering. His 2 runs have been a bit hesitant, so he's going to have to warm into the task there.
Hallertau, Jones, and a very flat ball there for Wiki. Risky ball out the back, scooped up by Ozkygrouch. Thurston's away for the Kangaroos, inside the 40. A host of New Zealand jumpers there. And catching him was the second rower, David Kidwell. Kangaroos 20 metres out from the line, Lockyer gets it up to Gazdia. Gazdia got away from Vanify. Mannering there to wrap him up. 9 metres away from the line. What a gift it was for Jonathan Thurston. Now Lockyer, pass out in front, scooped up there by Matua and held in the tackle of Ruben Wiki. 10 metres from the line, the Kangaroos attack. Smith goes across field. Hodges and Vungana at 6s and 7s, then got away from a couple. Great step. Justin Hodges is there to the goal line. Held up by the defence. Hallertau's got a headlock on him. Quick play the ball. It was dropped there for Smith. Then for Lockyer. Try presents itself. Hunt will score for the Kangaroos. They're entitled to go back and look at the play the ball, I reckon. But they've said try to Australia and it's 6 points to 4.
Just as I said, if New Zealand want to persist with racing up willy-nilly out wide in defence, Australia will cut them to shreds. Look at the big overlap they develop here, just with the clever use of a decoy play. This is Azatazi, I think, will catch the ball and actually pass it to Jonathan Thurston. Thought it was his own man. That was the gift in back play that led to Australia getting down this end of the field. New Zealand did well to get back and scramble in defence, held them out for a couple of tackles, but then it was a simple ball movement out to the right-hand side of the field and one decoy player. And look at the huge overlap here. Carmichael Hunt is 20 metres in from touch and not a defender in front of him. Now that's poor defence there, poor read by New Zealand. They just ran out of numbers. And as I said, if they want to race up willy-nilly, Australia will cut them to shreds out on the edges.
Carmichael Hunt scores his first test try in only his second match. His first test back in May ended with a pretty big bout of concussion. That's been well documented during the week, the build-up. That tackle from Frank Pritchard on the night at Suncorp. Jonathan Thurston, first choice kicker. Now he's had only the 2 games in the top level since round 20 when he dislocated his knee against the Broncos. Came back for the last round against Parramatta for the Cowboys and more recently played up in Port Moresby for the Prime Minister's 13. His first kick is 5 in from touch. He's taken it back 25 metres. To level the scores. Jonathan Thurston with his first kick. A lot of swing on it. Has nailed it as Jones did. And 6-all Rugby League, Test Rugby League on Channel 9.
Make sure you keep holding the 10.
It's the Coles Mega Sale with big discounts on Carbonell Pure or Extra Light Olive Oil, 4 litre, $27.99 each, save $17.80 each. And you'll love Coles beef from steak, $12.95 a kilo. This week only at Coles.
Hello.
Hi, it's me.
Hi.
So, about Telstra. Take a look.
Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Hi, how you going?
Have you heard about T3?
That's the Telstra 3 share offer, isn't it?
This is your opportunity to be a part of the Telstra 3 share offer. Telstra owns brands including Big Pond, Yellow, The Trading Post and part of Foxtel. Your T3 prospectus outlines everything you need to know. The discount on your shares and that you'll only pay for part now with any dividends paid in full before the final instalment is due.
Heard about T3?
Yeah, we get a discount on the shares.
To get a prospectus, visit t3shareoffer.com.au or call 1800 181818 today.
So about T3, you got a copy of the prospectus?
The Telstra 3 share offer. Share in the future. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you.
We've taken the things babies love most and put them into our new nappy, including wider grip tab arms, comfy fit around the legs, and a more embracing elastic waist for total comfort. New Huggies. Only you hug them better.
At Woolworths, you'll find Best Buys Aussie-wide, like 4 litre Morrow Pure or Extra Light Olive Oil, $29.99, save $20.80. And skinless chicken breast fillets, $8.77 a kilo, save $3.22 a kilo. So race into Woolworths today.
Obviously another Kellogg's Crunchy Nut. Well, it is irresistibly tasty.
Behind every true masterpiece, there lies a truly great brush.
The IFX brush from Max Factor has softer, more flexible bristles, so it covers every lash individually. For beautifully framed eyes, new Masterpiece Mascara from Max Factor.
Coles is listening, really listening.
So they've introduced a farmer-to-you system where the crate that the farmer packs is delivered to your cold store, and less handling means better quality. Now that's fresh thinking.
Saturday night at the movies.
Who might you be? Me? I'm Eddie Murphy.
Poker Love Club, no holds barred action thriller.
We have a situation that is rapidly deteriorating.
Take your clothes off now!
Wesley Snipes with Ann Archer and Donald Sutherland.
Who is this man? You can think of me as your conscience.
He doesn't work for the CIA or MI5, but thank God he's on our side.
The Art of War, tonight following the Tri-Nations on NBN. Back at Mount Smart Stadium on Channel 9. Game 1 of the Tri-Nations series. And O'Mealy returns for the Kangaroos. Opening try to Nigel Vangana. A reply from Carmichael Hunt. And we're left with a 6-all scoreline. Both goal kickers very good with their first of the night. Here's Sivanasiva in reverse for 10 metres there. Taken down by Azatazi and Kid Wallet. His penalty to the Kangaroos. Now they get a bit of momentum, the green and golds.
Looks a bit ominous at this stage in the sense that for me that the Aussies appear just to be absorbing the pressure. They knew the contest was going to get tough in the first 20 minutes, but they knew that they had the depth. They had the effective game plan that if they executed...
Well, kicked it and fell in the line at the first attempt, was battered down by Tupou, and then in trying to regather, he put his foot on the sideline. Bottom line, Kangaroos will get the scrum feed, Ben.
Yeah, look, it's exactly what I'm talking about as we see the kick here. It's a great attempt to try and keep the ball in play. Eventually goes out, and the Aussies get the field position that they want, albeit from a scrum now. But if they continue to build pressure, the Aussies, if they can maintain good possession and build pressure, believe you me, they have got the strike power in this back line to really pile on some points.
You saw a little chat there between Lockyer and Inglis as they form for the scrum. Here is Inglis, a dummy, and show of the ball to Lockyer. Gets a chance to back himself, Greg Inglis. Held there by Webb. Mannering came across as well, 12 metres out from the line. The Australians very much on the boil with O'Donnell. And O'Donnell loses his legs in the tackle. Down low was Pulatua. Smith, Thurston, Lockyer. They're looking to open them up again on the left, and Matua was cut down low. Great tackle from Yosia Soliola. The young rooster, Lockyer. Now they'll stretch them on the right-hand side. Hunt goes through again. Second try to the Kangaroos. And that was dead easy for them. Just split them wide open. And Hunt's test try tally quickly jumps to 2. It's 10 points to 6.
It's so important in rugby league these days that when you go with a big play, you're prepared to back it up with another one. The Australians go out to the left-hand side of the field and immediately reform back at the post. Good decoy runner, Jonathan Thurston. Hunt's found his way back to the middle of the field, and all of a sudden you're running decoys and playing plays against forwards who aren't normally used to defending to this sort of, finesse. And it was just easy there for Thurston to put Hunt in under the post. Tremendous play.
And it's a combination, these three players here, Lockyer to Thurston, Hunt looming up on the outside, that they had success with at origin level. These three players, including Cameron Smith, the 4 positions that are oh so important to any side, have played together at origin level and had success. And that showed then. They showed that they knew each other's game, they knew where to pop up at the right time. And at this level, it can create havoc for opposition defences.
Willie Mason now on. Okay, O'Mealy off. What about the career of Carmichael Hunt? State of Origin, Test match football, a premiership, all before his 20th birthday. He'll turn 20 on November 17. Michael Hancock did all of that, I think, for the Broncos. He achieved plenty before he was 20. Back over to Jonathan Thurston. Easier this second attempt. Certainly did get a lot of right to left on his first kick. Not required with this one. And the Kangaroos, having trailed by 6, now lead by 6. 18 minutes gone.
He looks in good touch, Thurston, doesn't he? For a guy that didn't play a hell of a lot of football at the back end of the season, he staked his claim earlier to replace the great Andrew Johns. Ricky Stewart's given him an opportunity here to continue that role in the Australian side. As we see Ruben Wiki on the sideline.
He's hopped on the bike. Nathan Kalis now out there, the Parramatta captain. And Stacey Jones to restart play almost through the first quarter of this opening Tri-Nations game. Carmichael Hunt away for Willie Mason to get his first touch. And his first touch is dynamite as he left an imprint on David Kidwell. little calling card there. I've arrived, I'm here. Now Simonasiva with the ball for the Kangaroos. 25 metres inside their own half. They come up with Reem Atua. And another penalty for the Kangaroos. Well, these are bad signs. They're getting a real run of possession here. New Zealand haven't touched the ball for the last 4 or 5 minutes now.
You won't be surprised to see Australia go wide again as soon as they can. The decoy running out on the edges of the field really has New Zealand stretched. Matua's had a couple of nice touches early in this game. Here comes Mason, the big fella.
And Willie Mason with it. Ran straight at Kidwell again. More effective this time in the tackle with Azatazi. They're 20 metres out though. Smith, Simonasiva, plenty of work in the opening quarter of this match. Kangaroos have got Lockyer about 3 wide of the ruck here. Thurston switches across to the left side. A dummy from Thurston. Taken low down in a tackle which really could be classified as a try-saving tackle by Webb with Hodges. And now away for Lockyer. Ran out of options there. Now links up with Hunt. That's a pretty good option to have if it was the plan B. Tackled by Hallertau. 10 metres away from the line. Kangaroos leading by 6. Lockyer across and finds Mason running a straight line. Great tackle by Nigel Vandenaar on Willie Mason. Smith with it. 5 metres out from the line. Big ricochet off the legs of Webb. And back for it is Soliola.
An accidental offside here, I think. Soliola was in front of the New Zealand player who first made contact with the ball. It'll be deemed accidental offside, so a scrum feed to Australia 10 metres out. More pressure for the Kiwis, and they are really stretched at the moment. No possession. Australia with a great array of skill and plays, and everyone seems to be on their game. This is good to watch.
So scrum 10 metres out. The ricochet was off Webb, then bounced into Soliola. He didn't pick it up until he was back behind Webb, but referee Klein had to play that first accidental offside. Inglis found himself at 5-8 again, across for Lockyer. Here's trouble, here's Gazdia. Links up, doesn't find King. Goes over the sideline. King then pushed down, and here goes Vanderfly with Matt King. Now they've collared him from behind. Matai got in there. They've rushed in from everywhere. The cameraman's gone down. In the corner here at Mount Smart Stadium, the fireworks that they all expected, well, they've erupted. There's ball shooters and Roman candles and whatever fireworks you can think of, they've erupted here.
When in doubt, start a blue. They've been under pressure, the Kiwis, the last 10 or so minutes. The Aussies had a quiet confidence about them, a real calmness. They made the error there. There's a little bit of frustration from both sides, I think, played its part of. It's interesting to see some replays to see who actually started this. But geez, there was some fire in the belly in the corner there.
Well, we can't take any closer than that. Our cameraman was right in the middle. He took a bullet for the team. God love him.
He's a local too. He's one of the Sky Sports New Zealand cameramen. Matt King called out.
Actually, after this play was tackled past the end goal, he stood up, he's trying to punch and hit an opposing player in the back of the head. Nothing in it,
Cummins, Australian touch judge.
Okay, mate, seriously, there's no need for that at all. Ball miles out. I don't need to talk. Back away now, penalty's going to go against you over here.
It's failed to have ignited that. Talk about your third man in. What about Steve Matai? Put a crash tackle. It was just a bump and a push. King gets up. He was pushed by the wrong man. He started throwing him at the wrong bloke. And Matai comes up with the ball and all tackle from behind. And here's where we did find trouble. Vadavai had it cocked on Thurston.
What was Jonathan Thurston doing? He's 80 kilos ringing wet. He's gone up against Manu Vadavai, 110 kilos.
There's the Sky Sports cameraman. He was right in the middle now, man.
He weighs in at 67 kilos, for those of you interested on his stats.
Never threw a punch.
Kiwis in possession. Klein's got a penalty. The referee's got his hands full. Young Ashley Klein. This has really fired up everyone. Crowd, cameramen, players.
I was Matty King. I wouldn't throw another one at that big bloke. He looks like he can handle himself.
Well, you want to make sure you've got the right bloke.
Yeah.
I mean, Vadavai just bumped him. It was Matai, Steve Matai, who pushed him over into the fence, and he got up swinging at Manu Vadavai. Here is Vadavai with the ball on halfway for New Zealand. 12 points to 6 scoreline to the Kangaroos. Test match rugby league on Channel 9, and Upcate Hindmarsh with a tremendous tackle front on Mannering. He's learning a bit about Test football in a hurry tonight. Now Nathan Kalis for the Kiwis. 35 metres away from the Kangaroos line. This time with it is Blair, the young Melbourne Storm forward. Some thought the tackle was high there from Smith and Mason. Boy, this game has really lifted up now. Jones locked horns there with Sivanasiva. That is a mismatch. 21 metres out from the line. Kick over the top to the corner. Kings there does superb for the Kangaroos. A rematch of a different kind there between Vanavai and King.
I thought he was very composed there, Vanavai. He could have let his emotions get the better of him and thought, well, here's a free shot on King. But instead he competed for the ball. King got the better of him on that occasion, but good composure there from Vanavai. Got to give him a rap for that.
Red Kite now out there on debut, and then Mason gets a shoulder from Kidwell, who gives him the round to the kitchen after it. Pritchard stands over the top. What about this on Big Willie? Big Willie is down for the count.
And I think Kidwell give him about 3 bursts of the harker after he hit him too. There was plenty of dancing on the spot.
There's a standing ovation here at Mount Smart, Gus.
Kabang! Good stuff. And up he gets, Kidwell. And I'm sure he'll recite a little bit of the harker that Mason was blowing up about before the game. He gets up, he's got the tongue going, he's got the eyes going, he's got the whole thing happening.
Well, this is Test match footy, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a black eye, Willie Mason. He's back up. Stand by. Here we go again. Who wants to take the next one? Kite gets his first touch in Test footy. And he's driven down. Boy.
He won't be bagging the harker next week.
The kick is charged down. Play on was the call from Klein. Then knocked down by Hodges. Penalty. Penalty to New Zealand for offside.
The Kiwis have to keep their heads about them here. Whatever happens, out the back end of this passion, this excitement, this lifted intensity, they've got good field position now. They've got to play smart. The leaders in this Kiwi outfit, Wagner, Jones. I know Ruben Wickie's off, but the 2 back rowers, Kidwell. They've got to get this side composed and know that it's going to be a completed set, maybe a kick into the in-goal area that's going to build the pressure they need to score points.
Well, Tupou took a charge, lifted the knee as he got the line. Matua did well to hang on with Mason. 12 metres out from the line. I want Kidwell to take another run. Now the ball with Blair. Blair tackled by Hindmarsh. 5 metres out from the line. Kiwis on the attack. Trailing by 6. Jones back for Webb. Floats the ball high over the top. Manu Vanavai's with it. Comes in field. Gazdier's there. So is O'Donnell. They make the tackle. Still 5 minutes out. He's lost the ball. Manu Vanavai has lost it. Referee Klein, looking for instruction from his touch judge, is going to say knock on. We will take a break. Test match rugby league on.
Drop everything! Harvey Norman's $10,000 giveaway is on now. Prices reduced store-wide. Bring the family, scoop a sensational bargain. And this weekend, someone will win $10,000 to spend at Harvey Norman. It could be you. Don't miss out. Gotta go now.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir.
With protein and calcium for muscle and bone strength and carbos for energy, Nutrigrain, as part of a balanced diet, helps build them up into Iron Men.
When we reach.
But in Mum's eyes, oh, Mum, he'll always be a baby boy.
Yes, sir, that's my baby.
We've got everything you need at Bunnings to save water and the right advice. Personally, I have buckets in my shower. People think I'm mad.
4-shelf galvanised shelving, just $19.48. Talon petrol line trimmer, $129. 4-piece garden lights, $69.95. Mega mulch block, only $13.98. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
I'm a real water-saving nut and my friends think I'm mad.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
huge $8 million stock take now at Cardiff Toyota. New Toyota with massive factory bonuses. New Subaru with $1,000 worth of free accessories. New Kia with up to $6,000 worth of savings on demonstrators. Plus, over 300 quality used vehicles priced from just $2,990 with $2,000 cash back. Only for a limited time, now at your number one new and used vehicle supermarket, Cardiff Toyota.
40% off Venetian blinds. What a classic! Get 40% off Venetians right now at Classic Blinds and Shutters, Glebe Road, Adamstown. Call 4963 6801.
It's a classic.
Subway Daytime Drama presents A Boy and His Chicken, the classic tale of a young lad and his new Southern Glazed chicken sandwich, who were seen everywhere together until he ate it. Subway, eat fresh.
Drop everything! Harvey Norman's $10,000 giveaway is on now. Prices reduced store-wide. Bring the family, scoop a sensational bargain. And this weekend, someone will win $10,000 to spend at Harvey Norman. It could be you. Don't miss out. Gotta go now.
So you want to be a superstar. On 60 Minutes, how this Brisbane teenager became more popular than Paris Hilton.
That's dangerous.
Mum and Dad, welcome to the YouTube revolution.
People want to watch other people.
Where anyone with a computer can show off to 100 million viewers a day.
It's changed our lives.
And here's Kenny, the working class hero. The dunny man flushed with success.
There is a smell in here that is going to outlast religion.
Toyota presents 60 Minutes Sunday on NBN.
Jonathan, get in. Outside.
12 points to 6 scoreline to the Kangaroos, and their tempers are more than simmering at the moment. Here's Thurston. Back in possession. Nice run from Jonathan Thurston. 25 away from his own line. Carmichael Hunt, 2 tries early in this match.
Got to be careful here, the Kiwis. Don't let the emotion get the better of them, particularly in a defence, because Australia have shown how dangerous they are. And again, the tactic of Cameron Smith. As soon as Australia get to the 40, they kick. A long kick into the corner. Great chase here from Hodges. They're going to get a line drop out of this, will they?
Superb play. What a kick from Cameron Smith. Well before the last chases there. Nothing wrong with what Tame Tupou did.
Well, that was their opening gambit. They get out to the 40-metre line. They don't care what tackle it is. And they get the dummy half to kick. No better kicker in the game than Cameron Smith. The left foot down deep into the corner, rolls end on end on end, finds the in goal, and he's immediately challenged by Inglis and Hodges. And good work from Ryan to back it up and keep him in the in goal. And a perfect result for Australia. And that keeps the enthusiasm level down for New Zealand, who've now got a line dropout and 6 tackles to defend their goal line.
With the line dropout, fielded by Hunt. It'll be brought back here by Brent Kite. Kidwell is involved in the tackle with Mannering and also Blair. Now Cameron Smith, very short 10 metres. He's got him for incorrect play. The ball.
Ouch. That's got to hurt.
Walking off the mark, Big.
Yeah, perfect position to pile on some points. The Aussies knew it. They'd be hurting right now. But penalty's been given. The pressure has been released. We'll watch it here a little bit closer. Walking forward. Well,
it's a difference in interpretation. I mean, in the NRL, they're happy for them to walk forward, and it just brings the defensive line closer. You don't get a great deal of advantage, but referee Klein just had a word in Brent Kite's ear. He just said, don't walk forward. So he sent a benchmark of his own, this referee. Ball loose for the Kiwis, now for Webb. Tackled on halfway by Kite. Cross. Frank Pritchard, interchanges 3 apiece so far. 45 metres out. He might be just struggling a shade with his 10 metres at the moment, the referee.
They're coming off their line very quickly, Australia. Look, they're resetting okay, they're not offside. They're just showing great speed off the line there to get up in defence.
Jones out for Kidwell. And on it comes, Soliola trying to position his man. Tupou put it down. Thurston with a quick pick-up. Straight away on the attack. Here's Carmichael Hunt. He runs into a Kiwi sandwich.
Well, that was a try gone begging. He did tremendously well there, Soliola, to put his winger away. And the one-arm grab from Tupou put the ball down. He'd have had a free run to the try line.
Smith, Lockyer, switch back. Mason's with it. Crowd lifts again. He's wearing, well, the Kiwis have got the black jumpers, but Willie Mason's got the black hat. He's the bad guy here. Lockyer switches up for Thurston. Quick exchange of play. Look, Kite explode through the gap. Overhead ball now for Hodges. Inglis on the inside. Inglis with the ball. Classic tackle by Webb. Quick play the ball. Hodges with it. Stumbles. 10 metres out from the line. Massive overlap. Intercept by the Kiwis. He's got him offside. Penalty to the Kangaroos.
There's an opportunity gone begging here on a couple of occasions when the Aussies make good yards on the fringes. Gus, I've heard you talk about this attacking back towards the post. Once you spread the Kiwis, because they're big and they move laterally, not as good as some other players, as the defence widens up, the gaps get bigger, and the Aussies aren't taking advantage of that. Justin Hodges got out of dummy half of the back of this play. We'll see Brent Kite find himself in space, go all the way. Throw a Hail Mary over the top to Justin Hodges, who gets the ball back inside to Inglis, and this is where the opportunity comes to attack back to the post. The space is there. Hodges gets out. Players need to be pouring into holes now. They get the penalty in the end, but I think that's something they need to be addressing.
Well, of all the Kiwi players, Stacey Jones was the only one onside. He was the one who ended up with the ball. Hodges had run a fair weight, and a respect here for the state of the game. Thurston will look to put them 8 points in front rather than search for a try.
2 from 2 so far tonight. They've all been on this right-hand side of the uprights. The horn is pretty good, pretty loud. Thurston with a kick. It is an 8-point lead. We break Test Match Rugby League on Channel 9 at 14 points to 6.
From your Domain photo station comes 15-cent prints for 15 days. Print your digital photos for just 15 cents for 15 days. Wow, what a deal! Christmas photos, party photos, kids photos. 15 cents for 15 days. Digital prints made easy. Ads.
At Woolworths, you'll find Best Buys Aussie wide, like 6-pack sorbent extra thick toilet tissue, $2.99, save $2. And 30-pack Coca-Cola can varieties, $15.88, save $5.10. So race into Woolworths today.
Gonna find my souls, gonna hold them tight, gonna grab some afternoon delights.
My motto's always been when it's right, and the thought of eating you is getting so exciting. Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delights. Afternoon delights. Afternoon delights.
At last, I've found something that really works.
Glade Clean and Pure for the bathroom. Most air fresheners just mask bad odours. Only Glade Clean and Pure wipes out odours and bacteria in the air. Glade Clean and Pure for the bathroom. How refreshing.
Intuitive new Camry has active braking with intelligence, so it stops in the shortest possible distance while maintaining steering control.
It's Drummond Golf's huge 4-day no exceptions sale with massive savings on all floor stock, no exceptions. Get a minimum 10% off all clubs, buggies and balls, no exceptions. Get a minimum 20% off all bags, shoes and accessories, no exceptions. Get a minimum 30% off all clothing, no exceptions. And get at least 40% off all second-hand items, no exceptions. All floor stock must go, no exceptions. 4 days only at Drummond Golf. We'll lift your game for less.
It's on, Rockin' at the Rugby, featuring Angry Anderson and the Junkyard Dogs. Saturday, October 21 at Scone Rugby Ground. Support acts include Fish Fry, plus a host of local talents. Rockin' at the Rugby, 7 hours of non-stop music and entertainment. Book your tickets now.
Big steaks, fine wine at your Swill and Grill. Plus the chance to win a $2,000 travel voucher. Pick up your passport to travel at any Swill and Grill and enter for the chance to win one of 3 travel vouchers. Get along to your Swill and Grill. Gunya Hotel Belmont. Stag and Hunter Hotel Mayfield. Australia Hotel Cessnock. Your first travel stop is the Swill and Grill.
Are you ready for this?
My monkey's there, right?
on a special movie-length CSI Sunday.
Think this is a game? We can only deal with science. Forget everything else.
New York's a dirty old town.
Time to clean up. I didn't kill her. Prove that.
All new movie-length CSI New York.
We need some science. We're done here. We're not done.
Sunday, 8:30 on NBN.
Channel 9 coming to you from Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland, the first match of 7 in the Tri-Nations. Australia in front by 8 points, 2 tries to 1. The most entertaining first half, and still 8 minutes remaining in it. O'Donnell really crashed in the tackle. He's set off here in round 23 playing for the Cowboys. Luke O'Donnell, a striking charge. Here's Cameron Smith. Good to see Sean Berrigan for the Australians. Kick from Lockyer. Oh, that's a good take by Webb. Hands above the head. Feet off the ground. Gets it back over the 20-metre line. Now the Tame Tupo runs straight at his Broncos captain Lockyer.
And again, out to the 40, about tackle 3 or 4, kick from dummy half from Lockyer, and look at the way New Zealand have bunched in behind to play the ball there. The picture's courtesy of Sky Sports. We mightn't get a good read on that, but some of those New Zealand forwards very, very tired getting back into position with this onslaught of kick chase from Australia.
Now Kalis, footwork in his run, runs up into Hindmarsh. Parramatta teammates. O'Mealy's ready for his second stint in the game. Wiki's back out there for the Kiwis. Jones kicked downfield. Communication is good there between Hunt and Inglis. The 2 teenagers there at the back. Hunt tackled 31 metres out from his own line by Kalis. Now Inglis with it. Blair rushed up off the line, came up with nothing. Now just outside their 40, the Australians. Now Berrigan's into the play and away for Brent Kite. Brent Kite representing Manly, as is Steve Matai in the New Zealand side tonight. Now the 2 Seagulls players involved in this test. Only 3 NRL clubs not represented tonight. It's been a while since we haven't had a Newcastle player in a test match. Souths and Canberra, the other 2 clubs. Australians come centre field and a bumping tackle there on O'Donnell. Blair again bounced off, penalty to the Kangaroos.
You're in there, mate.
This is 32 metres out from the line, centre field.
And huge pressure here for the Kiwis. Lockyer this time will kick for touch. And Australia have been very, very dangerous out. Well, I love the look at this back line. What skill and flair it's got.
Wiki it was penalised. So Mealy went for a run and Mannering came bouncing out. His health is intact, thankfully. Some haven't been so fortunate. Now the ball comes back for Kite. Sparkling debut so far for the Manly front rower. 5 metres from the line. Lockyer, switch of play. Finds Thurston. He wants another switch. Inglis is centre field. 5 metres out. Another strip of the ball.
Tackle was made. He went back onto it.
Call from referee Klein. It's 5 out. They lead by 8. 10's not a great deal of difference. Now they go for O'Mealy to take another run. O'Mealy is held up by Webb. 2 metres out from the line. Dummy half is Berrigan. Holds it up there for Thurston. Put him under a bit of pressure. Flick out the back for Gazdia. Gazdia's held by Mannering. And Kalis and Jones. Still 5 metres away from the New Zealand line. 5 minutes remain in the first half. Kiter's tackled. Good goal line defence by New Zealand. Now Berrigan, dummy half. Thurston, out they come with Lockyer. Lockyer out for Carmichael Hunt. Gets it inside for Hodges. He ran into Hindmarsh. Then he decides to run across field. He's done that for 30 metres. He ran around the back of Gazdia. Well, he's run across field 45 metres and has conceded a penalty.
Well, that's bad play from Australia. They've been really dangerous out wide with their decoy runners and this slick black line. But all of a sudden, they decided on 3 or 4 inside plays around the post. Just ate up the tackle count. By the time they went wide, they'd gone from poor field position, and Hodges had to run 70 metres across field before conceding a penalty. I'm sure the coach will want to talk about that at half-time.
And Gus, if you're going to back Justin Hodges into a corner on that left-hand side of the field, he's going to come up with that play more often than not. He feels comfortable moving from left to right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes to run back infield from this side of the field. He's probably playing in the wrong position at left centre. More preferably likes to play at right centre. Of course, you've got Gaznia over there, and that's his favoured side.
Now New Zealand back in possession. Wiki, Jones, quick hands on to Kalis, and the tackle was classic there from Sean Berrigan, the Clive Churchill medal winner from the grand final. New Zealand in possession. Been a while since they've been down in the Kangaroos half. Reminder too about next Saturday night. We'll be coming to you live from Melbourne, the Telstra Dome. Australia versus New Zealand. Game 2 from 7:30 next Saturday night. That is live. And hoping for a big attendance down in Melbourne as well. 35 metres away now. New Zealand in possession here in Auckland tonight. Jones down the short side, drives the kick for the corner, wants it to pull up, Hunt's with it, chases there, Tupou's got him, and then they push him back. Klein didn't say tackled. It'll be line drop out, lost the ball at the finish, and it's taken touch in goal by the Kiwis. They're still going to say held in goal for a line drop out.
They're going to say line drop out here. And I'm not so sure that the Kiwi didn't come up with the ball. They don't get him to the ground. Good work here, good strength, getting back in field. Now there's a bit of a strip there. Well, I think the line drop out call's fair enough. He wasn't going anywhere. The referee should have called held when he was in the in goal before he lost possession of that. Here's a chance for the Kiwis on the stroke of half time. Would love to score some points here. 2.5 minutes before the break. It's been a willing first 40 minutes. Points now would be terrific.
Kiwi chant up. They're running towards the southern end of the ground in this first half. That's where the majority of their support is too. It's full at the southern end. Kiwis 42 metres out from the Australian line. Quick run out of dummy half there for Jerome Rapati. Makes 10 metres. Quick play the ball as well. Webb on for Wiki. This is the roll on they were hoping for. Wiki with the ball. 15 metres out from the Kangaroos line. New Zealand trailing by 8 points. To the right-hand side with Jones. Takes it right to the line for Pritchard. Tackled 5 metres away from the Australian line. It was Thurston around his ankles. Jones holds it up. Pass is dangerous. Big trouble. Away goes Gaznia. Mannering's not going to catch him. He's staying with him. Gaznia still with the ball. Mannering is valiant. Gaznia for the corner and scores for the Kangaroos. Mark Gaznia on an 85-metre run has scored. But what a chase from Simon Mannering. Took him right to the wire. But the Australians have their third try just a minute out from half-time.
Well, put that down as the crucial moment in this game. Attacking the line, Stacey Jones. Australia are up quickly. He throws a loose pass and it's picked up with Gaznia. I'm not sure that Gaznia was onside at the play of the ball. He was up very quickly. Mannering, very valiant in his chase. And Gaznia just does enough to get to the line. I think he got a little bit more in reserve, who was just happy to get there. And you'll see when this pass goes from Stacey Jones, Gaznia's right up there, loves to defend up and in. Catches the bouncing ball in one hand and was able to go the distance despite the attention and efforts of Mannering from the inside.
He had no option there, Stacey Jones, when he threw the pass. His outside support players were far too flat, with the Australians playing up an in-style defence, getting right up in your face with great line speed. There was no option. He probably should have held the ball, end up throwing, and this guy on screen now sprinted to outrun this bloke near 100 metres to put the Aussies in a good spot going into the half-time break.
That's heartbreak for the Kiwis. It really is. They'd sort of done well to consolidate. I thought at 12-6 that Australia could well run away in this first half, but a little bit of fisticuffs and physical football. The Kiwis had earned their way back into the game, and one loose pass and snapped up by Gaznia, and it's going to make it very, very difficult for them now.
Well, Mannering may be rewarded for his efforts in part. He's at least made this conversion attempt a tough one for Thurston with that chase all the way to the corner. Here's Thurston's kick. Thurston, though, has none of it. Swings it right to left. Gets it over the black dot. Half-time in the opening game of the Tri-Nation Series. We will break with the Kangaroos leading New Zealand by 20 points to 6. Here's Tim Sheridan.
Yes, well, just as Stacey Jones might have levelled that match up for New Zealand, heartbreak for him, and Australia go ahead 20 points to 6. 40 more minutes of this test match to come. A full halftime roundup after the break. But first, just a little reminder that here on the Nine Network, we're about to have another wonderful summer of cricket.
Don't throw chips, you just encourage them.
They're cheeky, aren't they?
Comedy Inc. Sunday on NBN.
Drop everything! Harvey Norman's $10,000 giveaway is on now. Prices reduced store-wide. Bring the family, scoop a sensational bargain. And this weekend, someone will win $10,000 to spend at Harvey Norman. It could be you. Don't miss out. Gotta go now.
We're underway. This year's NRL season has been the biggest and best. So make sure you get 2 of the best DVDs available. The NRL 2006 Season in Review and the big one, the NRL Grand Final 2006. Featuring the biggest moments and the best tries. That's a marvellous try! What a double! The NRL 2006 Season in Review and the NRL Grand Final 2006. Relive the best NRL season ever on DVD.
If you're looking for an easier way to protect your cat from these parasites, use Revolution. Just 1 spot of Revolution once a month protects your cat from all of these parasites. So ask your vet for proven parasite protection for cats. Ask for Revolution.
Get a dose of sanity absolutely free with every RAV4 CV with active all-wheel drive during Toyota's Great October Escape. Or get free fun with every 7-seat Kluger CV at just $39,990 drive away. So set yourself free with a great deal during Toyota's Great October Escape.
Quiet, please.
Oh, that was a cheap shot.
No, Jack. This is a cheap shot.
$22 for 18 holes at the Oaks. That is cheap.
Nominate your favourite under-18s team for the McDonald's Sports Team of the Month competition and they could win $500 and even star in their own TV commercial.
There are 2 easy ways to enter. Send in the coupon from the Junior Sports section of Tuesday's Newcastle Herald or log on to nbntv.com.au and fill in your form online. Get your entries in now.
Harvey Norman's $10,000 giveaway is on now. Grab the kids, grab your dough and get on down to Harvey Norman for your chance to win a $10,000 open order through this weekend only. Incredible! You just can't afford to miss it. Prices reduced store-wide. Score yourself a sensational bargain and go in the draw to win $10,000 to spend any way you like in-store at Harvey Norman. The more you spend, the more chances you have to win this weekend. Drop everything. There's only one place to be. Harvey Norman's extraordinary $10,000 giveaway on now.
Well, boys and girls, it's been another very exciting day for our friend Big Dog. Lots of adventures and lots of fun for everyone. But now it's time for Big Dog and all his friends to say good night. Good night, Big Dog. Good night, girls and boys. Sweet dreams.
Across for Lockyer, he's trouble, he gets out. Johnson doesn't fight King. Gains over the sideline. King gets pushed down, and he goes Bellamy with back King. Now they've followed him from behind. Bellamy got his man. They're rushing from everywhere. The cameraman's gone down. In the corner here at Mount Smart Stadium, the fireworks that they all expected, well, they've erupted.
Well, of course, that cameraman will get points and the best and fairest. And what would a test match between Australia and New Zealand be without a little bit of aggro? And Brian Carney, hey, a couple of wingers kicked that off, you know?
I'm glad I wasn't there. I'd be brought home in a coffin.
Matthew, that did galvanise the Kiwis, didn't it? They were a little bit of a different team after that.
Well, I'd say the tail of the tape in the first half, Shero, has been that the Aussies have come to play with a bit of science and a bit of smarts, and the Kiwis have come to play with aggression and a lot of muscle. Now, the situation is, whenever the Aussies applied their science and their smarts, they've been a step or two above. Let's be honest, they have been. But the Kiwis, for some reason, they keep dragging us into this trench warfare. We've got to get away from it. Look, I think that Australia, if they can apply that science into this second half, I think they'll blow them away well and truly. That's our strength. We can't be dragged into this war of attrition because the Kiwis absolutely love it. And by the way, I've seen Brian Carney. He's not a lover or a fighter.
OK, let's take a look at the stats from the first half. Australia ahead on just about everything, but the fact that they've had to make less tackles. They've made 5 line breaks to 1, kicks in play 7 to 6. Errors, of course, have let New Zealand down. And Brian Carney, the kicking game there, to you, it was important to see Cameron Smith play a role in that.
It's very difficult to defend against when you've got a dummy half that can kick as well as Cameron Smith. I think the Kiwis had just got a bit of momentum going, and then out pops Cameron Smith, I think, on tackle 3 or 4, and he's kicked it in, stopped it up in the in goal, and they've got a dropout. It's very, very difficult. You're always expecting the 7 or the 6, and as a winger, you're watching them to see where the kick's going to come from. Next thing, out pops Cameron Smith and puts it in behind you, and especially with a big fella like 2 wingers for New Zealand, once they turn around, it's difficult for them.
Yeah, Matty, just quickly, Willie Mason, just an enormous hit from David Kidwell. That was a match turner too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kidwell, that was a great hit. He pulled a great one off at 7-2 in the grand final, but that was a classic. Look, the Kiwis, you talk about how they can get back into it. I don't know whether they can, but they've got to play more direct. That's their style. Play direct, play with a bit of power. They'll get their width from that off quality offloads. The Kiwis get themselves into trouble when they try to play too sideways, and and what highlights that is the Gaznia try. They're causing their own problems to an extent.
OK, 40 minutes to go to decide the outcome of this first Tri-Nations match. Let's go back to Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland and rejoin Andrew Voss.
Thank you, Tim. We're ready to go again. Darren Lockyer comes back for the Kangaroos, and he's wearing a pair of green and gold boots tonight that, by the way, are going to be auctioned on the Broncos website, raising funds for the Royal Children's Hospital Foundation in Brisbane. Good gesture from Darren, the boots he's wearing tonight. Kiwis return, trailing by 14 points. Heartbreaking try right on half-time to Gaznia. Ricky Stewart, the Australian coach, his second match in charge tonight. There is Simon Mannering, who put in the chase on Mark Gaznia. Exciting stuff, but for the home fans, hardly the way they wanted the first half to end. Gaznia's record now too, 7 test tries. This is his 9th match. Mannering playing his first tonight. First match of 7 in this Tri-Nation series. We'll have 7 straight Saturday night coverages on Channel 9 of Test Rugby League, and second half underway in the Gillette Tri-Nation series. Player it is for the Kiwis, tackled 20 metres away from the New Zealand line. Jerome Rapati taking over acting half duties late in the half from Dean Hallertau. Rapati, we saw make his test debut at fullback last year, scored a couple of tries as well. Here's Wiki, taken low down by Thurston, who's been very impressive tonight for the Kangaroos. Blair goes for another run for New Zealand. Tackled there by Kine and Berrigan. And the Kiwis do what the Australians did in the first half. Ropati kicking out of dummy half from inside the 40, fielded by Hunt. Back he comes for the Kangaroos. There's the hop. Quite as prodigious a step as we've seen on some occasion through Carmichael's career. Outside their 20, King with it. He started the blue in the first half. I see that replayed a number of times, I reckon. Brent Kite now with the ball, 15 metres inside the half. He was lifted, got in an awkward position. And that's the reason for the penalty. Simon Mannering, Kalis there with a lift. So more Kalis as the offender. Kangaroos get a 20-metre help downfield. Restart of play, Thurston to centre field with O'Mealy. O'Mealy's just brushed aside from 2. Now Lockyer, 35 metres away from the New Zealand line. Second minute of this second half. Now Berrigan dumps it off inside for Hindmarsh. He puts his own bump on. He put 3 fins there in the one movement. to make himself easy to be tackled there by Rapati. Now Thurston, switch back to centre field. Gazdia's there, he puts it off on the ground. New Zealand come up with it, now they've lost it. Referee Klein says play on for the Kangaroos. Then Berrigan lost it in the play the ball. It hasn't been called up. Well, he just lost the ball. It has to be a knock on. And there's no doubt the call has come, thankfully, from touch judges or upstairs. Referee had missed it. But Berrigan lost control of the ball in the ruck.
As he's going up to play the ball, he's lost control of it.
So advantage had been played, I assume.
Second rows and locks bind.
And it will be a New Zealand fee.
I like the idea of Gasnier going in field there. He nearly opened them up. A slick little play back on the inside from Thurston. Here's Berrigan in the play. The ball kicks it forward. You can't do that anymore. It's an automatic scrum feed to New Zealand, even though the referee missed it, the linesman picked it up. They've got to get some possession here, New Zealand. Only 30-odd% of possession in the first half is not enough, and already conceding a penalty in the second half. They can't win this without the ball. Goes without saying.
Pritchard with it for New Zealand. 28 metres out from their own line. Wiki ready to rumble again and locks horns with O'Mealy. Set it at the top. 51st test. What an achievement for Ruben Wiki tonight. Now Jerome Rapati. Needless to say, he is the leading man in appearances.
See, coming out of trouble, I like that play better. I like Rapati running from dummy half rather than trying to do it with their big men, because Australia will just accommodate that easily. They don't like the dummy half run too much, though.
King almost lost the ball in picking up, then copped a heavy tackle from Webb. Now with the ball is Inglis on debut tonight. Good chase though by Brent Webb on screen on the end of that kick. Now Thurston, 15 out from the line. Hunt sweating on an error from the Kangaroos here, New Zealand. O'Donnell's with it. All his work has been rugged tonight, one way of describing it. Munganar made the tackle with Blair. Now Thurston. O'Donnell got up pushing and put a real shove on Blair. He just went back to his defensive mark, the young bloke. Kangaroos 30 out from their own line. Berrigan on for Thurston. They're set right. Lockyer across field now for Gazdia. Runs at Jones. He had the right arm free. Got it back for Lockyer. Now for King. Kangaroos, great stuff. Now kicks in field. Thurston chasing. Webb's back there. So too is Tupou. Tupou's got the ball for New Zealand. Tupou runs into Hodges. Loses the ball. It's picked up. Knock on New Zealand. Right on their own line.
That was a huge play from Justin Hodges. He's come up from the other side of the field. Tame Tupou looked to be doing some great work as we see Stephen Price watching in the stands. The kick comes back inside here from King. Very well placed. Jonathan Thurston makes the first attempt. Darren Lockyer the second. Tame Tupou was on his way out. Justin Hodges comes in with the big shoulder. Aussie's in great position now to attack once again.
Make your way, Brett.
That is a huge play. Good work for him to be back there, Tupou.
Arms around Nathan. Nathan.
But his Bronco teammate, Mr. Hodges, just give it to him.
15 metres out. Lockyer passes up. It's 20 points to 6 now. Inglis cops the treatment in the tackle. They get in there, Matai, Webb, Kalis. But this is real pressure on New Zealand right now. To centre field, Berrigan, switch of play. And Ryan has tackled and thrown down a second time. 5 away from the line. Berrigan for Thurston. Little mix up there. O'Mealy then as a sitting duck in front of Frank Pritchard. And 10 metres out from the line, he will play it. Berrigan, Lockyer's left side. He's with it. Lockyer, Carmichael Hunt, then put on the ground. Kicked off the deck by Inglis. It all breaks down for the Kangaroos, and the Kiwis hang on.
They didn't look set down that left-hand side. In fact, it looked scrappy, and it ended up being scrappy. Carmichael Hunt had nothing to go to here. So what he ends up trying to do is try and come up with a brilliant play, and it just didn't work.
It's poor play, Ben. You know, in the first half, this is about the third time I've said this, in the first half they look so dangerous out wide. We see some replays here from our Sky Sports cameras. Looking at an incident to play the ball there, but Steve Matai may have injured himself. But they're just not getting set like they were in the first half. And they've tried for some dinky little plays around the ruck with inside passes where really they just need to shift the ball to the edges, be in good position, and they'll score tries.
Vanavai gets in the dummy half, gets offended on Hindmarsh. Now Hindmarsh decides to go lower at second attempt. Still Vanavai was proving a handful. It's finished off by Gazdia. Rapati in field. Wiki, they came rushing up, and he had to put a spin on to avoid copying the full treatment there from O'Neilly. Party another run for New Zealand outside the 40. He's doing well for them, Jerome Rapati. Warrior in this New Zealand lineup. Really put his name in the headlines this year. Got 4 tries against the Roosters in one of the club matches.
They'd notice a big difference, New Zealand, if they did more of the dummy half running. Just building it up with Wiki and Kalis and Azatazi and these fellas in their own half. Australia just lapped that up. Really good. But the dummy half running looks sharp and does make meters for them.
Carmichael, he almost got through there. Kalis had him. Blair had him as well. They're back to their own 30 now, the Australians, and across comes O'Donnell, looking lively, away for Ryan, almost a chance to offload, and the Soliola tackle, but finished off there by Vanganar. 39 metres out from that own line, penalty to the Kangaroos.
Easy field position once again. Kangaroos are going to find themselves with an opportunity to attack the Kiwi line. I spoke in the first half about the Kiwis keeping cool heads. I know for sure and certain the Aussies don't need to try and be brilliant. If they can build pressure, if they can maintain possession, the brilliance will come. They've just got so many wonderful athletes, wonderful footballers in this back line, even up the middle, that can score points. Hold onto the ball, stay up the other end of the field, and the points will come.
So Australia in possession, and it'll be Kite to play at 35 metres out from the New Zealand line. Here is Hindmarsh. Hindmarsh goes up. Through his usual load of work. Tackled there by Kalis. Berrigan switched by Lockyer, nice and flat for Thurston. Then inside comes Inglis, puts the footwork on, and Greg Inglis, their special talent, goes through the centre. He may have his first test try, just checking with a video referee.
I think he came through and actually...
It may be the 4th try of the night to the Kangaroos.
Looking at an obstruction play up the middle of the field here. And again, one of these sleek backs coming in field, looking for inside passes up the middle, brushing through some tight defence to switch, and then the decoy run back on the inside. I don't think we've got any obstruction there. And then the beautiful step and evasion of Inglis easily got around Webb to score the try. It'll look so good from head on. Decoy back on the inside, Inglis, and this zoop, he's gone. Webb didn't see which way he went.
He's 6'4", he's fast, he's got fantastic footwork. He's strong for his age. I've been in and around him. He's got great football nous. He's a left winger. He's found himself up the middle. And here he uses all those beautiful skills. They're going to make him a superstar in our game. And this is what the Aussies needed to do. They needed to find good field position and then get to the ball to players like this.
I don't even know what the video referee's looking at here. I can't see an obstruction there anywhere that could have stopped this man scoring a try. The Australians have gone way back the other side of halfway.
20 points to 6 half-time, about to become 24 to 6, and no! Well, there you go. Well, the Australians are all the way down the other end of the field. They've come up with penalty.
That's a disgrace.
Stress again. We've got one New Zealand video referee. We've got one Australian. They're up there. Might have been rock, paper, scissors to decide that one.
Well, sack both of them. That's a disgrace. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, it keeps the Kiwis in the hunt, and Inglis has denied his first test try.
Why have they denied a try? What was it?
I can't help you, Gus.
That's a disgrace.
So New Zealand with the ball on halfway. Wiki with it. Now Jones. And across it comes with Webb. He's got it over the head of Matt King. That's not easy. He's about 7 foot. Out it comes for Vanavai. He gets away from King. Back in field, Manu Vanavai. All the time at the left arm free. 25 metres out from the line. New Zealand looking to make the most of an unexpected chance. Blair with the ball. Tackled low down by Hindmarsh. Now Rapati out to the right. Jones with it. Kiwis. Kidwell lifted up by Hindmarsh and dumped down. 9 metres away from the line, New Zealand, trailing by 14. Jones comes out on the right-hand side. Soliola with the ball. Wrapped up low down by Hodgins. 2 metres away. Jones gets a quick old pass. Picked it up off his bootlaces. Kick out of the corner. Vanavai's got a chance, but Lockyer's there. and gets pushed almost out of the stadium. Line drop out for the Kangaroos.
It's a good lesson here for wingers that when there is a crossfield kick that's going to land short of you, stay out on your wing. Butterfly is way too far in field here and doesn't look for the lucky bounce on the outside. And when it comes, it was the alert Lockyer that gets there first. In the end, Butterfly gets there and pushes him dead. But had he stayed on his sideline and played for a little bit of luck, and so close there to the gutter, could have been injured, the great player there, getting up a little gingerly. But had Butterfly stayed on his wing and played for a little bit of luck, we would have had a New Zealand try. What did they disallow that try for, Boston?
We're working on it. We'll try and get an answer from Mrs. McIntosh and Nash as Wiki returns for New Zealand. Wiki's ready for the quick play the ball. Got away from the embrace of Berrigan. Now for Rapati. He has really added something to this New Zealand performance. Jerome Rapati. We've got Modu Tony to come into the side. He's playing in the Super League Grand Final this weekend. He will be their first choice dummy half, but Rapati's giving them something to think about. Whanganā for Jones. And it comes for Webb, and up came O'Donnell. Took the man. It was a good play to Luke O'Donnell. Now Webb 15 metres out from the line. Jones again. That time put down by Kalis. Play on the call. Last tackle New Zealand. Maddai dummy half. 15 metres away from the Kangaroos line. Back for Jones. This time kicks it across for the winger Tupou. Comes down Soliola. Comes down for Hodges. And Kangaroos are back in possession. The official word was obstruction, obviously. We can't identify exactly who were the perpetrators, Gus, for the no try.
Well, they're seeing things. They're absolutely inventing it now.
Lost ball here. This will be a New Zealand scrum feed. Well, the crowd's into it like the score's a 6-all, not 20-6.
Things are happening through this game that are allowing the Kiwis to stay in touch. The Aussies don't need this. They know that if they play to the game plan, they're going to put themselves in a position to score points, but it's just not happening. Little things like this mistake allow the Kiwis to continually have a crack.
Jones from the scrum win. Webb trying to circle around the outside. Derek Gasnier gets him down 15 metres out from the line. Manu Vanavai, dummy half. Jones first receiver. It's all Jones steering the ship. You're not really seeing the 5'8 Whanganā put a stamp on it. Jerome Rapati, a dummy half. This time Pritchard will run it up. Pritchard 10 metres out from line. Straightens up, runs into Sivanasiva and Hindmarsh. Kiwis close to points, but as yet just can't get across. Jones, now it looks promising. Whanganā inside. Kidwell with it. Stood in the tackle of Kite. Kept alive. Nigel Whanganā. Tackled there by Thurston. 8 metres from the Australian line. Now Soliola. Jones. Here for Kidwell. Flicks it straight out the back. Fielded there by Blair. Looking for the one-handed flick. Then put down by Rapati. It breaks down for New Zealand. 9 metres away from the line. We'll break here from Mount Smart at 20 points to 6.
The Ashes are coming to NBN.
From your Domain photo station comes 15-cent prints for 15 days. Print your digital photos for just 15 cents for 15 days. Wow, what a deal! Christmas photos, party photos, kids photos. 15 cents for 15 days. Digital prints made easy at...
Attention all students. A blue lunchbox has been found in the playground. It contains a whole grain ham and salad sandwich, a bottle of water, a banana, and a Kellogg's LCM's bar.
With the goodness of puffed grains of rice, no artificial colours, and less than 10% fat, Kellogg's LCM's Rice Bubbles are the surefire lunchbox hit.
LCM's! Coles is listening, really listening. So they've introduced a farmer-to-you system where the crate that the farmer packs is delivered to your Coles store, and less handling means better quality. Now that's fresh thinking.
Power on into Bob Jane T-Marts, official sponsor of the Lexmark Indy 300. And you can celebrate with no deposit, no interest and nothing to pay till 2008. That's no deposit, no interest and nothing to pay until 2008.
For more great deals, see me, Ken, at the Newcastle West T-Mart.
Or me, Michael, at the Katara T-Mart today.
Catalogue out now. Power into...
It's lockdown time at Cellar in the Cells. See Designs of Tomorrow at the Hunter Valley Young Fashion Designers Awards and Cocktail Party. Enjoy the Hunter's Best at the Meet the Winemaker Black Tie Dinner. Cellar in the Cells, 3 and 4 November at historic Maitland Jail.
Quiet, please.
Mate, that's hit the sweet spot.
No, Jack. This is a sweet spot.
$190 for 5 months? Sweet. Where is the Oaks?
Quality students. Quality academic and sporting programs. Quality coaching. Quality competitions. Quality community links. Quality results. Quality sponsors. Apply now for the 2007 Targeted Sports Program. Hunter Sports High School. Balancing sporting development with academic achievement.
There's massive factory assistance on the entire Kia range. Save $4,000 on new Kia Cerato hatch or sedan. Economical 2-litre cruise control now from just $17,990 drive away. But only for a limited time now at Cardiff Kia.
All right. Get in early and lay-by now for Christmas at Book City. You'll love our great fiction titles and our great prices. Non-fiction prices have been slashed. Lay-by now and avoid the Christmas rush. And what a huge range of children's books. Can't decide? How about a gift voucher? We cater for all your Christmas gifts needs at Book City.
On A Current Affair, he said...
She is vicious.
She said...
This is just harassment.
Australia's worst neighbours, their 5-year battle.
And you're nothing but a with these.
Threats, violence, even spy cameras. Now one must go, but who will it be?
I can't do this anymore.
Plus...
I bought a lemon.
A desperate housewife's revenge on the men who sold her a duck.
It has cost me nothing but grief.
And the best weight loss story ever.
That is quite bad.
A Current Affair, Monday.
Test match Rugby League on Channel 9 on this Saturday night from Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland in a 20 points to 6 scoreline. Big push here from the Kiwis. In possession, 10 metres out from their own line. This from our reporter Ben Jones on the sideline. Willie Mason, you can see him in the second half. He does have slight concussion after that charge from David Kittle in the first half. They have cleared him of any fracture around the eye, though, and he's back on the bench. He's just returned from the dressing room, so good news for Willie Mason. And here's Hodges. 12 metres inside the Australian half. Ryan comes off for a rest. Mason going for a fitness test now for the Australians. 5 inside their own half. Berrigan play the ball from Sivanasiva. Thurston, they rushed up on him. Wiki got there. Difficult bounce there for Webb, went right over his head. Back to the in goal. Brent Webb with the ball. Gets outside the 10, tries to run straight through the centre of O'Donnell and Gazdia. Nice little burst of speed. Now Manu Vanavai with it. 25 metres away from the New Zealand line. They are still in the contest. It is 14 points the margin. But they just have to score next. And they would hope it is soon. See Maddai now. Hasn't had a whole lot of attacking opportunities for New Zealand on his test debut. Rapati. Up over halfway goes Asatazi. Nice spin, got him away from Sivanasiva. Held there by Berrigan and by Kite. 35 metres from the line. Jones with the ball. Kicks it high. Going to test out Carmichael Hunt. Hunt's across there with King. They collide. And King comes down with the ball. Gazdia. Lockyer. Back for Gazdia. And held there in the tackle of Pritchard. 24 minutes remaining in this opening game of the Tri Nations. And a reminder about next Saturday night, live from Melbourne. 7:30 on air. And the Kiwis and the Kangaroos do it all again. The Kiwis strengthen next week. Jason Kalis to arrive. Modu Tony to come out. Jamie Lyon will be available for selection for the Kangaroos. Here is Berrigan for Lockyer. Then out for Kite. Kite effective. That time the pass doesn't find the mark. Scooped up there by Thurston. Thurston's 30 metres away from the line. Tackle count has restarted. and that helps the Australian cause in this set. Here's O'Donnell.
They've really started to bunch in this second half, the Australians. They've lost all their shape. They're really not looking for any plays. They're just running out of dummy half. Now Lockyer may get into some space up the middle.
Flicked it round there for Thurston. Couldn't do the same. It'll be a knock-on against the Kangaroos, but a lovely little touch there from Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, it was, but it came out of a little bit of impromptu play, and I'm not really impressed with the way the Australians have played this second half at all. It looks to me as though they're having a little bit of a coast at the moment. There's no shape or ball movement in their play coming out of trouble. They've stopped kicking from dummy half, which was effective in the first half, and they've virtually held the Kiwis in the game, albeit courtesy of a video referee decision. Why did they disallow that try again? What was it?
Obstruction. Over here, I think they have an expression that if something's bad, they call it fungus. There was a fungus called. That's the expression. I was watching New Zealand TV today, and now a penalty comes for New Zealand. 45 minutes out.
The Kiwis really have to step up here. I think what they've done is basically tried to play too much to the structure, too much to the game plan that the coaches give them. They've almost been sitting back, waiting for the set play to work. Now they've got to start to play a bit of ad lib. Go forward in numbers, throw the ball around a bit. They've got the players there that can get points. Let's go up another gear, boys.
Tony Puletua back into it and tackled 10 metres away from the line. Rapati comes the blind side for Frank Pritchard. Pritchard held in the tackle of O'Donnell. The defensive work of the two Australian second rowers tonight has been outstanding. O'Donnell and Hindmarsh. Out it comes down for Webb. Showing the ball there to Kidwell. Goes wide for Soliola. 15 metres from the line. Back for Tupou. Tupou's held up there in the tackle. Over the top came Matua. 10 metres from the line and trailing by 20 points to 6. Now Adam Blair with the ball. It's looked like offloading every time he's touched it, young Blair. Rapati, Jones. Jones gets the ball away, put pressure on Puletua. Gazia coming up quick on the outside. Webb with it. 5 metres out, juggle there and turn. Jerome Rapati's got over. Try to New Zealand. It's 20 points to 10. And Jerome Rapati rewarded with a try here that keeps the Kiwis in the contest.
And that's good pressure around the play the ball area, and by that I mean plenty of support, standing up on the advantage line and giving the Australians no opportunity to come forward and put pressure on. It was a little bit of a juggle, but the fact that they've played that set of 6 a little flatter, thereby taking the Australians up and in defence out of play, and some nice work here from a party. Daniel Anderson years ago rapped this player, said he would play for his country. He's done that, and he's just scored a crucial try to get them back in the game.
Well, it's a nice strike rate. He's got 3 tries. He's in his second test. Jones from in front, successful. Game on here at Mount Smart on Channel 9. It is 20 points to 12.
All new The Closer, Tuesday on NBN.
It's the Coles Mega Sale with big discounts on drumstick ice cream 4-pack or choc top drumstick 3-pack, $3.49 each, save $2.80 each, and Quilton toilet tissue 9-pack, $3.99 each. This week only at Coles.
Charlie's Spring Chicken birthday sale is on this weekend only, with genuine savings on all makes and models, new and used. There's finance available and great trade-in offers too. Make sure you spring into Charlestown Toyota this weekend to celebrate and save.
It's all happening at your technology domain. Bring in your old computer and you can trade and save and get up to a massive $500 off the price of your new computer. Trade and save on a new desktop. Trade and save when you buy a new Apple Mac. Trade and save with up to $500 off a new notebook. It's that easy. Bring in your old computer. We'll test it, and if it works, you'll get up to $500 trade-in. Save heaps. Trade and save now at...
Over 60 and own your own home, but there just isn't the money to do the things you want to. Good news. With an ASF lifetime loan through the Greater Building Society, you can turn your home into a cash reserve to fund the lifestyle you'd like and still own your home. Fund home renovations, new car, holiday.
We desperately needed to renovate our kitchen and didn't know where we were going to get the money from.
By using some equity in our home, we made it happen quickly and easily.
Want to enjoy your retirement? Call the Greater.
Business with Carl Lowe's.
The Hunter could be a very different place by the end of 2010. A much improved public transport system, including a major interchange at Glendale and a business park and international trade hub on the former steelworks site, are not only needed but achievable. These are just some of the projects in which Hunter Business Chamber is going to ask candidates for the March election to commit. You and they will hear much more.
The Hunter Business Chamber, helping you do business better.
It's early renewal time again at West's. Renew your membership now and you'll go in the draw to win $1,000 cash. This year there are 12 $1,000 cash prizes to be won, just in time for Christmas. Renew now at West's or Phoenix Sports and collect your card, entry tickets and Christmas drink vouchers on the spot. If you can't make it in person, renew by phone or online. To be in the draw, you must renew before November 30. But the earlier you renew, the more chances you have to win.
Information for members and their guests.
Enrol now for the Northern New South Wales Football Armidale Camp. This 6-day camp will be held during the January school holidays at the University of New England Armidale. Open to boys and girls, all players receive first-class instruction from a squad of top development coaches. Camp fees include single-room accommodation, all meals and a stack of football goodies. For bookings and details, phone 49648922 922 or visit www.northernnswsoccer.com.au.
Welcome back to Mount Smart Stadium on Channel 9. First match of the Tri-Nations, the Gillette Tri-Nations. And a 20 points to 12 scoreline. They're ifs and coulds, but what if Gazdia doesn't score the 85-metre intercept right on half-time? 8 points is the margin as we go into the final quarter of the game. Crowder factor as well, lifting this New Zealand team. Pulatua with it. Tackled there by Matua. Kite. Now Kidwell, he just dumps it off. There was risk in that. Scooped up there by Webb. He did well. New Zealand in possession. 5 inside their own half. Merapati, Jones. On it comes for Asatazi. Asatazi taken to ground by O'Donnell and Hindmarsh. Last tackle here for New Zealand. Rapati, left side they come. Webb, deft kick. Deft has got it to the corner. Carmichael Hunt's with it for the Kangaroos. Leading the chasers. Maddai makes the tackle.
Here's where the balance has got to be right. There's got to be a bit of ad-lib football, a bit of instinctive stuff, and they can play that, but there's got to be balance with the commitment to the 1% plays, and we're seeing it right now. Line speed in defence. Get up in the face, get numbers in tackles, put pressure on the Aussies to create the opportunity.
Munganar came up with a hit there that left Tony Pulatua behind. He went chasing Inglis, he got his teammate. Few of the Kiwis down at the moment. Australia in possession, 28 metres out from their own line. Played by Hodges. Now Sivanasiva. Nice charge from Petro. Sivanasiva ran up there at Asatazi. Got back to the 40-metre line. 18 minutes remaining. Lockyer gets those green and gold boots working with a kick. Now bounces across. Webb has been great for New Zealand tonight. Decided to go close to that touchline. King there to make the tackle. At 20 points to 12. Steve Maddai with the ball. The Manly centre.
They've got a little bit of a sniff here, the Kiwis. Ricky Stewart now going to Willie Mason on the sideline. He's got a weld under his eye, but they're looking for some enthusiasm out there, which has been sadly lacking since the half-time break. They've got to snap out of this, Australia. The Kiwis getting a little bit of a roll on.
Hindmarsh has just made its 33rd tackle for the night. Number 12 in the green and gold jumper. Jones with the ball for New Zealand. They're getting some field position now. And taking the ground is Tony Pulatua by Sivanasiva. 21 metres out from the line. Jones is going to kick across again. Fatavai's getting through. King's there. King is superb for the Kangaroos.
Big play. Great play, in fact. It's one of his strengths. He's a big tall thing. He gets up well under the high ball. He come down well there. Diffuse an opportunity for the Kiwis to get some points.
Well, they're giants going head-to-head, Vatavai and Matt King. But King was supreme there. Now Kite, he's really forced the issue tonight. Brent Kite, if he was going to get a rest, he's played too well. He's just stayed out there. Ricky Stewart has backed Brent Kite. He'll now come to the bench. But very good, the quality game time of Brent Kite. Here is Hodges with a step. Back for a flat-footed Hindmarsh. On halfway, he puts a prop and a step on. A slide, gets up and runs. Loves the combat, loves to run in. And is tackled 40 metres out from the New Zealand line. Smith back out there. Lockyer, great ball. Australia get down the left side. Thurston, forward pass. And called forward by the referee, who was right in line.
Well, if he'd have looked inside instead of outside, it would have been a try under the post. It was beautiful football down the left-hand side of the field. A little more spark there from the Australians. Started by Lockyer onto Matua. Beautiful ball back on the inside. And Lockyer's in under the post. He only had to look to Lockyer and he would have scored untouched. Good ball from Lockyer. Great ball from Matua. Thurston never looked back inside. Tried to get the alley-oop over the outside to Inglis. Had he turned it inside to his captain, game over.
Let's hold him, Nathan. Head in, Roy. Come on, mate. Out.
So Vangana has gone to the sideline. He's got cramp. They decided not to muck about getting straight off the field. That will push Jerome Rapati out. Interchanges. 3 each remaining for the teams now. Here's 9 of their 12. The Kiwis in possession on their 20. Steve Maddock comes to centre field, looking to dash away there from Kite, who didn't get off the field. He was running over to the sideline and we said, hey, you're going good, stay on there. Hallertau, almost back to the 40 for New Zealand. Webb, dummy half. With Stacey Jones kicking from inside the 40. Hunt's well positioned. Takes it on his own 20. Carmichael Hunt for the Australians runs straight up at the kick of Jones, and there with Jones was Kidwell.
Geez, an improved player, Carmichael Hunt. He had some injury problems during the year, came back strongly, played in the premiership winning side, but his football's gone to a new level this season. What an athlete.
Play the ball there from Kite for Smith, inside for O'Donnell. O'Donnell got away from one. That was Pritchard he left behind. Pritchard really languishing right now in the defensive line for the Kiwis. Blair had to make the tackle with Hallertau. He's walked off the mark, O'Donnell, and this time you've got Hallertau for sticking around in the tackle.
Well, now Darren Lockyer's got to have a sense of timing. He's got to look over the clock and say 14 minutes to go. We have an 8-point lead. We can put this to bed right here. They showed danger signs down their own left-hand side of the field just a moment ago. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks to go to that side with Carmichael Hunt and try and put this one to bed.
20 metres out from the line. The Kangaroos with Thurston inside for O'Mealy. And O'Mealy held in the tackle of Pritchard and Hallertau. Tackle number 1. Smith with the ball. Thurston. Now switch of play. Willie Mason with it. He's 10 metres out. Now he's 5 metres out. Willie Mason. Taken down by Pritchard. Finished off by Webb. Dummy half is Smith. On for O'Mealy. The big ogre's got one. Mark O'Mealy scores for the Kangaroos. His 2 sons, Nick and Jake, will be jumping off the lounge chairs right now. 24 points to 12 with 13 minutes remaining.
He's come straight from the sideline and scored a meat pie. Little switch across the back of the ruck, firstly for Mason, who found good ground through the middle. They were setting up. Lockyer was way out to the left-hand side.
Cheers, Craig.
But instead of going there, they came back to the short side. Cameron Smith, that's his favourite little pass. Close to the line. In Melbourne, he would use someone like David Kedwell. But the 2 front rowers, one after the other. Mason first of all through the middle. Good play the ball. And Cameron Smith, looking as though O'Mealy's going to be a decoy, but then definitely hands it off to him. And O'Mealy, too strong, puts it down. And the Australians get out to a good lead.
It's going to build into a great little combination as this series unfolds, isn't it? Smith, Lockyer and Thurston. As you said, Gus, Lockyer and Thurston were set up on that left-hand edge, ready to attack. But Smith, he basically played that whole set himself. He was going at the line, ball in 2 hands, getting out from dummy half, created the opportunity at first for Mason. And, of course, a nice little play there to get the big over to crash over for a 4-pointer.
And now Thurston to convert. At 24 points to 12. He's nailed 4 from 4 tonight. Couple from the sideline. This one from 18 metres in from touch. Thurston is successful again. 5 from 5. We break with a scoreline at 26 points to 12.
Like to know what's really good for you?
How important is it to wash our hands? That's disgusting.
Will sucking your thumb cause buck teeth?
Oh, that's a beauty.
And can your eyes reveal your health?
All the answers.
All new What's Good For You, Monday on NBN.
At Sleep City, save up to 40%. Our Ballarat suite now $18.49. The luxury queen mattress only $8.99.
We make the beds, you make the the savings. Sleep City, here we come.
And soon, you'll have a nice cover for that little plastic air freshener. See?
Glade Glass Scents give you continuous light fragrance for up to 30 days. The Glade Decorative Range, the air fresheners you don't have to cover up. How refreshing.
Hello?
Hi, it's me.
Hi.
So, about Telstra. Take a look.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Hi, how you going?
Have you heard about T3?
That's the Telstra 3 share offer, isn't it?
This is your opportunity to be a part of the Telstra 3 share offer. Telstra owns brands including Big Pond, Yellow, The Trading Post and part of Foxtel. Your T3 prospectus outlines everything you need to know. The discount on your shares and that you'll only pay for part now with any dividends paid in full before the final instalment is due.
Heard about T3?
Yeah, we get a discount on the shares.
To get a prospectus, visit t3shareoffer.com.au or call 1800 181818 today.
So about T3, you got a copy of the prospectus?
The Telstra 3 share offer. Share in the future. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Ultimate's Factory Direct run-out sales on this weekend. Everything's drastically reduced with up to 50% off every barbecue, up to 20% off gas log fires, up to 50% off outdoor settings and up to 30% off every wood heater. Buy direct from the factory and save. Ultimate will beat any price.
Hey, party animals, when you come into Red Rooster for a little Red Rooster meal, you'll also get one of these barnyard toys. There are 5 to collect for the best time you can have on 4 legs, 2 legs, 4 legs. It's gotta be red.
Do you have a couple of hours a week to help a family who may be having difficulties? Hunter Homestart is a volunteer home visiting scheme supporting parents with children under the age of 5. If you can offer some help, contact Hunter Homestart today.
Quiet, please.
Mate, that's hit the sweet spot.
No, Jack. This is a sweet spot.
$190 for 5 months? Sweet. Where is the Oaks?
There's over 80 vehicles under 10 grand, over 200 vehicles priced up to 25 grand. There's over 300 quality used vehicles priced from just $2,990, all with $2,000 cash back. It's a massive $8 million stock take now at Cardiff Toyota. Don't miss it.
All right.
At Everyday Living, save up to 40%. Our Hamilton 7-drawer desk, now only $569. The Ruby display cabinet, only $635.
Everyday low prices, everyday living.
It was the year Dolly the sheep got a twin and Rafter scored a Grand Slam win.
What year was it?
The top 5 movies.
Top 5 songs.
And the top 5 events that define the year.
What a year. Monday on NBN.
11 and a half minutes remaining in our first match of 7 in the Gillette Tri-Nations on Channel 9. Kangaroos have a 14-point lead as Mason returns. Massive collision in the first half with David Kidwell. It's where he suffered that swelling around the right eye. Big shoulder charge. He's hindmarched, tackled by Soliola. Now Smith for Rennie Matua, just away from Jerome Rapati.
He's been good, Matua. Playing a lock forward, nice variety and good speed to his game.
Now Thurston back in for Mason. It's as if he's making up for a bit of lost time here, really. Mason had a bit too long off the field for his liking. He'll play it 41 metres out from the New Zealand line. Back for Thurston. Thurston kicks over the head of Webb. Webb is going to have to make a play at it. Chasing through is Hodges. Webb does good. Does real well to get past Hodges. And has tackled 5 metres out from his own line. Wickey's ready to come back, the New Zealand captain. These test matches, these trans-Tasman test matches, they do have a tendency in the last 10 to have an avalanche of points, and often it's been the Kangaroos who score them. It did happen earlier this year. They got 3 tries in the last 9 minutes. So stay tuned if the green and golds get the ball for more great attack. Kiwis at the moment, though, looking to muster some sort of comeback. Last tackle, 15 metres inside their own half. Rapati will kick. Gets nice contact off the boot. On the fingertips of Carmichael Hunt. He's with the ball, wants to link up with Inglis. Tonight a try in their second half. Haven't seen a great deal of him other than that.
It'll be interesting to see how he starts to handle that wing spot and develop into hopefully what will be a real attacking weapon for this Australian side throughout the series. He's kind of been feeling his way. He popped up there at some stage in this second half and created an opportunity that ended up being called no try. But I think once he really gets a feel for playing on the wing, he could really cause some damage.
Now Smith with Thurston lined up deep to the left. Lockyer. Out it comes now Hodges. Turned around Tupou, was forced back infield. That time the New Zealand outside defence communicated well to a dummy half. 5 metres inside the New Zealand half. Lockyer. And good ball on for O'Mealy. Great tackle there, Dean Hallertau. He was hurt making it, Dean Hallertau. He took the full weight of Mark O'Mealy. Smith kicks, fielded there by Tupou. Tupou with the ball, 12 metres out from his own line. Runs at Lockyer. Puts Lockyer on his backside, the Broncos teammates. And Tupou will play it 15 out from the line. Now Manu Vadavai. He's with it. Running back for New Zealand. He is an absolute giant, Manu Vadavai. He's still only 20 years of age. They're playing on the left wing for New Zealand, as he does for the Warriors here. Now Webb, outside the 30. Kiwis with Mannering. Hindmarsh there with O'Donnell. Somehow he produced a pass out of all of that. Webb got it in turn off Rapati. Now with it is Azatazi. Got through one tackle. Offloads. Had to pass. Pulatua's got it on the fly. Tony Pulatua. 15 metres out from the line. Back it comes for Kenwell.
Gee, that was a beautiful pass there from Pulatua at the end. Couldn't find space. Still on the attack to Kiwis.
Jones off Webb. Then inside for Wiki. Up came Hindmarsh. Ball comes loose. Hello. It's into the arms of Inglis. And tackled there by Azatazi. Great passage of play. And now O'Mealy returns. Hindmarsh, after all of that, he'll go from the field to the interchange. He ran himself and tackled himself to a standstill. Ryan will come on for him. Lockyer at a dummy half. Links up with Luke O'Donnell. There's still some real juice in these tackles. Hallertau got up there to tackle O'Donnell. Now for Hunt. And for Thurston. One for Matua. There is Hindmarsh. He's seen his last football for the night with 7 remaining. 26 points to 12. Hunt for Thurston. That looked forward. Called again. Spot on down that left side. Away went Inglis.
There's bad luck for Inglis. You talk about him trying to make himself as a winger. Well, that will only be in the Australian team, I think. His best position is at fullback. Justin Hodges playing at left centre. His best position, I believe, is fullback. Carmichael Hunt is the fullback. His best position is fullback. Anthony Minicello's out injured, and he was the incumbent Australian fullback. It's an embarrassment of riches.
Bruce West is a pretty handy player. Billy Slater,
yeah, but
Brett Hodgson.
They won't get a look in, but these 4 will probably always all be in the Australian side. They're all young, they're all great players, and 3 of them are going to have to play out of position.
And now a drop ball comes straight away from Tupou on tackle number 1. That hurts, and it might hurt a little bit more in just a moment.
And that's the difference between the two sides. Some of these Kiwis have got a very fast burnout rate. They get tired quickly if there's a real passage of intensity, and mentally too, they don't concentrate for long periods of time. Bunganar on the sideline warming up, looking to get a last little run in the game. It's just those little mental errors that really cost them, and the Australians can make them pay.
Hodges tackled there by Solo Yola. It's a pretty fair debut. Hodges got up there, stared him in the eye. Now Hunt with Ryan, tackled ball and all by Mannering. To say any of the blokes on the bill haven't really done their job tonight. They've handled the rise up to this level. Here's Lockyer across field, great hands. Hunt was cleaned up though by Manu Vadavai. It's scooped up there by Gasnier. It's play on for the Kangaroos. Carmichael Hunt's been left behind. He was thinking that must be Francis Melly. He's back. But no, it was Manu Vadavai. Lockyer comes inside with O'Mealy. Tackled 5 metres out from the line. Great scoop up there by Smith. Lockyer gets it out for Thurston. Now it comes up for Inglis. And Inglis, athletic, scores in the corner. Great dive to score the try. They will check it with a video referee. But Gus, I'm prepared to say that is a 4-pointer.
They can't take that one away.
There'll be no fungus decisions here.
Brilliant work there by Jonathan Thurston, and again out on this left-hand side. Nicely taken. Tiptoe down the sideline. Ball in the left hand, one-handed.
Oh. Hang on a second.
Well, to the naked eye, that's a try.
You've got to give it to him, surely. What about the athleticism of this play?
Brilliant. You know, to take the ball high above his head like that, keep himself in play, and then with defence coming across to keep the ball outstretched in the left hand, it's the only way he was going to score this. He could have gone in a little bit lower just to avoid bigger collision. If you stop frame that, you may see the ball come away from the hand a little bit, but at normal speed and at that speed, I think it's fair enough to say he had control enough to put it down.
Well, Ben, if you give Bunganar benefit of the doubt in the first half for the try, you'd have to do the same there for Greg Inglis.
He's got to get it.
I don't believe in the stop frame analysis myself. Yeah, benefit of the doubt, no problem. Why did they disallow the other one?
We'll have to leave that one behind. The two teenagers, Hunt and Inglis, have provided 3 tries between them tonight. Inglis gets one on debut. Good on the young bloke.
It was fantastic play here. They worked down that left-hand edge where they've had great success. And it was just a matter of the right players making the right decisions. And Jonathan Thurston's been making them all night. If you ask me, Jonathan Thurston and Carmichael Hunt have been near best on ground. Two guys that haven't had a great deal of football at the back end of the season have come back in great touch. And this bloke here, well, he is a freak. He got the try that he probably should have got earlier. A wonderful athlete.
And that's more of the football that they should have been playing, I believe, in this second half. They could have run up a big number here on New Zealand. We've got a lot of work to do if they want to compete with this. So this is a very, very good Australian team. This back line is bristling with talent. Jonathan Thurston, after a long layoff and only a couple of half games, has come back in fine form.
He's a player that can talk his side around the park, as you like to put it, Gus, or he's developing into one. Cameron Smith and Darren Lockyer both have great feel for the game, but this bloke here we're seeing just about to take the shot for goal. He knows how to win football matches.
He's dangerous himself too. He likes to make himself dangerous, which is a big asset to everyone around him because there will be opportunities come from that. His goal kick has been superb. Puts a big hook on the ball. I don't like the hook he does, but he seems to hook it back to the right position.
Looking for his 3rd sideline conversion of the night. That time too much hook to the left-hand side. He's kicked 5 from 6. And it's 30 points to 12 with 3 minutes remaining. Game 1's going to go to the Kangaroos, and we start to focus on next week. Down in Melbourne at the Telstra Dome. There was that tackle, Manu Vatuvei on Carmichael Hunt. Look at those ones. It was on debut when Carmichael Hunt got cleaned up by Francis Melly. The first game we saw him 2 years ago at Suncorp.
And Frank Pritchard's got him last game. He's tough.
Stacey Jones kicks down to Carmichael Hunt. Willie Mason with the ball. And back there at Hallertau. Mentioned the blokes on debut. 9 of them on debut. So O'Donnell's gone to the bench. Hindmarsh, well may he smile tonight. But I really do think the 9 players on debut have done more than just a competent job tonight. Some of them have been real stars. Here's Hodges, he's been one of them. Goes out here to Rennie Matua. And Rennie Matua had the left arm free, looking for the inside man. 15 metres inside the Kangaroos half. Andrew Ryan with the ball. One's up there at Azatazi. Rennie Matua's in a bit of trouble now for the Kangaroos. Alfie Langer, trainer of the Australian side. Again, our thanks to the crew here, Sky Sports New Zealand. They're providing the pictures tonight. Smith, switch of play. Thurston gets it out flat. Inglis away down that left side. Tries to kick back in field. I think it came off his shin. Then it's kicked back from Ryan. Fielded there by Inglis. Play on for the Kangaroos. Out it comes for Lockyer. Lockyer with the ball. Kept it alive. Good stuff by Smith. He turns and passes. Out for King. That's called forward. And it was the last tackle, so a changeover. As all of that unfolded, Rennie Matua's being assisted from the field for the Kangaroos.
That would be a shame if it was a big injury to him, because he's been outstanding tonight. He's been very, very good.
His only other, his rep debut he made in City Country, he suffered a nasty injury as well. It was up at Lismore. That was an unhappy end that night. Now the ball is with Soliola for the Kiwis. 41 metres away from the line. Tupou. back to centre field. Wiki kept it on for Jones. Jones then away. Through the gap goes Halatau. Their support inside. He got away from Hunt. King's there to make the tackle. King makes the tackle on Dean Halatau. 9 metres from the line. Webb with it. Floats it over the top. Manu Vatuvai scores for the Kiwis. The Beast gets over it again. They check it with a video ref.
We'll be looking at the corner post here and whether or not a hand landed dead in goal before he put the ball down. Looks okay at first glance. No problem, that'll be a try.
Gasnier getting across where he scored a try in the first half. And Mannering was the player making the challenge. This will be a try to Manu Vatuvai. It'll also be the last attacking player of the match.
They've had their moments in this game, the Kiwis. They've come up with some line breaks in the second half, but haven't really been impressed with Australia's second half. I thought they were a little lethargic. The scoreboard affected the intensity of their play. We get the green light on this one. The Kiwis in a huddle, already talking about next week's game, thinking, okay, well, it wasn't so good tonight, but maybe they're encouraged by some things that have happened, maybe encouraged a bit by their second 40 minutes. Halatau at hooker, well, they'll have Modu Tony back next week to assist in that dummy half role. Speculator out of dummy half found Vatuvai, he was too strong. King was out of position, he'd gone in to make the try-saving tackle on the initial break from Halatau, so it was up to Gasnier to defend the winger, couldn't get across in time. Stacey Jones with a kick from out wide will be the last play of the game. It's only early in the series. New Zealand have got some massive improvement in them now.
And Jones to finish off the night, bangs one over from the sideline, so we're left with a full-time score of 30 points to 18. 5 tries to 3 in the opening game of the Tri-Nations here at Mount Smart Stadium. We'll hand you back now to the studio to Matty Johns, Brian Carney and Tim Sheridan.
Thank you, Andrew. As you said, 5 tries to 3. A comprehensive victory to Australia, but not quite the margin that we saw earlier this year in the Anzac Test. 50-12, that one went. A very creditable performance from the Kiwis. Matt Johns, they're in this one, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no doubt. They've shown enough tonight, Sherrod, to suggest they're going to be a force again. You can't forget that a lot of these guys haven't played for a long time. People like Vangana, Pulatua, it goes on and on. So they're going to be a lot better. They weren't at their best tonight. They probably might not be their best at the Telstra game, but I tell you what, by the time they get their hands on Great Britain, look out, Brian Carney.
What am I supposed to say to that? Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that they were probably a little bit rusty there, and you can see the Australians have come off the back of games recently, but they will get a lot better, and we've got to make sure that we're on form when we meet them because they'll be firing.
Okay, after the break, a full-time wrap-up of this first Tri-Nations match between Australia and New Zealand. Stay with us.
5 minutes away from the Australian line. It was Thurston around his ankle. Jones holds it up. Pass is dangerous. Big trouble. Away goes Gasnier. Mannering's not going to catch him. He's staying with it. Gasnier still with the ball. Mannering's done it. Gasnier with the ball. And scores for the Kangaroos.
Riding along in my automobile.
No deposit, no repayments, no interest, nothing to pay till 2008. 15 months interest free.
Autobahn is a
Birthday catalogue out now. Autobahn, the automotive superstore.
What's new? Here's a great idea, a laundry detergent that does a little extra.
New Cold Power with a touch of cuddly fabric softener. I get a brilliant clean from Cold Power, plus the touch of cuddly leaves my wash softer and fresher.
With 3 kids, I don't have a second to spare. I love the way it gives me a little extra softness without any extra effort.
My clothes are clean, soft, and they smell fantastic.
Get new Cold Power with a touch of cuddly. What's new where you see it first.
It's all happening at your technology domain. Bring in your old computer and you can trade and save and get up to a massive $500 off the price of your new computer. Trade and save on a new desktop. Trade and save when you buy a new Apple Mac. Trade and save with up to $500 off a new notebook. It's that easy. Bring in your old computer. We'll test it, and if it works, you'll get up to $500 trade-in. Save heaps. Trade and save now at...
1 in 10 working Australians is now a member of the industry super fund, Australian Super. Are you the one? The one with low fees. The one with one of Australia's top-rated funds. The one with a fund run only to profit members. The one with a fund that's working just for you. Australian Super. To find out more, call this number or visit australiansuper.com.
There's a new home security system that's clearly better. Clearly better than burglar alarms that only work after the intruder's in. Clearly better than grills that put you behind bars. It's new Super Screen, see-through stainless steel mesh that never gets between you and your view, yet repels the roughest attack.
Super strong, super screen. Call us on 1800 787 288 for a free measure and quote, and enjoy the cool breezes this summer.
Super Screen, clearly your best home security.
Big steaks, fine wine at your Swill and Grill. Plus the chance to win a $2,000 travel voucher. Pick up your passport to travel at any Swill and Grill and enter for the chance to win one of 3 travel vouchers. Get along to your Swill and Grill. Gunya Hotel Belmont. Stag and Hunter Hotel Mayfield. Australia Hotel Cessnock. Your first travel stop is the Swill and Grill.
The Cessnock District Learning Centre was established over 10 years ago to assist local students with special needs. By participating in individually tailored academic and social programs, students undertake a range of activities aimed at giving them positive learning experiences and the skills to successfully re-enter mainstream education. With a small but dedicated team of teaching staff, the Cessnock District Learning Centre is a non-profit organisation which relies on the generosity and support of our community.
Thurston comes again to make the tackle, pick play the ball. Away goes Vangana, return them around. Nigel Vangana gets in goal for New Zealand and will be held up. Referee flying right there and wants to send it up to the video referee.
Place that time. Is that a touch? Does it hit the grass?
That was the way the Kiwis kicked off their scoring. It was a little bit dicey, though. Nigel Vangana's try. Just quickly, your verdict. It was given, of course, but what do you think?
I don't want to start another underarm delivery controversy. Let's give him a try, Sharon.
And what about you, Brian?
I'll go with you, Matty. I think it's a try.
OK, well, that totalled up the Kiwis to 3 tries. It finished 5 tries to 3. Let's take a look at the final score. It was 30 points to 18, and for the Kiwis, Vangana was first in the 6th minute. Jerome Rapati scored in the 60th minute, and Batabai at the death in the 79th minute. Carmichael Hunt 2 tries, Gaznia, O'Mealy and Inglis making up Australia's 5 tries. Stacey Jones didn't miss a goal, and Jonathan Thurston kicked 5 from 6. And in a performance, you'd have to say, Matt Johns, that firstly it smacked of his combination with Darren Lockyer at origin level, but he was good, wasn't he?
Oh, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He was fantastic. He's going to make that 7 jersey his own. And when you look at a rugby league side, the positions that mould a side creatively are the halfback, the hooker, the 5'8", and the fullback. And when you look at the guys who play in those positions for Australia, Carmichael Hunt, Lockyer, Thurston, and also Cameron Smith, they were all terrific. You know, and barring Lockyer, all young players. So good future for Australian Rugby League.
OK, well, let's take a look at some tries. Firstly, Jerome Rapati. This one set up by Brent Webb.
Well, he's a good player, Jerome. I think you'll see him start in future games. He plays with a lot of energy, both defensively and with the ball, and that's a little pushover try. Nice work by Brent Webb. Just tips it off to Jerome. Little spin on Nathan Hindmarsh, and that's good work. Not many people slip out of Nathan Hindmarsh's clutch. It's good work, Jerome Rapati.
OK, Brian, you were very impressed with Carmichael Hunt. You mentioned earlier that he copped a smack, didn't he, in last year's test, and came back. Well, he was hurt last year, but this time he was hit heavily and performed beautifully with 2 tries.
Well, that's right. They targeted him in the Anzac test. I think Frank Pritchard knocked him out, but this is what we expected from the Australians. They tied up a lot of Kiwis at the post, and he had a lot of options there, Darren Lockyer. that's what we thought we'd see a lot more of, them hitting them out wide. They tied up 5 or 6 Kiwis in around the post. The winger in the centre for New Zealand were left very short. They had to come in. So he's had Carmichael Hunt on the outside, Matt King and Mark Casnier, so a lot of options.
And this is a similar type of try. Again, Lockyer, the key man here, it was Lockyer to Thurston. And Thurston, a beautiful little straight and play. And that's an old hang play, Sherra. And I can tell you, when you have a look back at this is absolutely beautiful to look at. It's just the subtleties that make the difference for ball players. Ball goes to Lockyer. And watch Thurston just straighten a little bit. I tell you, there'll be old fellas sitting around bars around Australia saying to them, see that, son? That's old school. That's great old football.
Hard to defend that.
Okay, well, Mark O'Mealy started this match. They left Willie Mason on the bench, and late in the game, Willie Mason did some wonderful work for Mark O'Mealy to score this try. He had a good game too, didn't he, Brian?
That's right. I mean, Willie Mason got a massive shot from David Kidwell, and he's done very well to get up. And that try is down to the work that Willie Mason did. He got a quick play of the ball, and you're not going to stop somebody like Mark O'Mealy. He's too strong to stop him 5 metres out. Okay,
Greg Inglis had one denied. But ended the game with a lovely try, didn't he, Matt?
Yeah, he did. That first one that was denied, that was a mysterious one. I don't know where that came from, that decision, but this is a finisher's try, and he deserved the try. He was fabulous all night, Greg Inglis, on his debut. He's just carried on from where he left off in the NRL in the final series, tiptoed the sideline, got the benefit of the doubt decision. I don't think there was any doubt. You see the fingers stay on the ball, and it was a just reward, as I said before. The one after half time, boys, I mean, that was a strange call, the no try. That was definitely a try.
Did you think that Australia lost a bit of focus in the early parts of the second half?
I think, to a degree, Sherry, what I said at half-time, when Australia played to their science and their tactics, I think it worked very well. They were a step above the Kiwis, but they just got, I think there's been a bit of a layoff for players. I think they lost a little bit of focus, and they got dragged into a bit of trench warfare. They'll be better against the Kiwis in Melbourne.
Brian, the Kiwis rush up a little bit in defence, a little bit of ill discipline there. Can you see, I guess, the way to beat them?
Well, look, like you said before, they're only going to get better, and you got to give them credit. There was times in that game where they matched and outplayed Australia. They just didn't do it for long enough. So, like we said, when they go down to Melbourne, they'll be a different proposition, and then come 3 weeks' time, when we've got to face them, they'll be a whole different side. You know, so I think they'll do more of the good stuff for longer next week, and then come the game against Great Britain, we'll be facing that for 60 and 70 minutes.
I tell you, that Vadavai, I tell you, he's a big, strong man, Sherrod. I hate to be opposite him.
He's already run over me last week.
You better get back to the hotel and get in the gym. Bro.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, after the break, we'll talk to the man of the match.
Monday on NBN.
You don't cover for a guy dodging a law.
All new Cold Case. Monday on NBN. The kookiest crazes. Not a good look. The funniest phases.
I got such severe wedgies.
Madam, stop!
20 to 1 Tuesday on NBN.
Drop everything! Harvey Norman's $10,000 giveaway is on now. Prices reduced store-wide. Bring the family, scoop a sensational bargain. And this weekend, someone will win $10,000 to spend at Harvey Norman. It could be you. Don't miss out. Gotta go now.
I never thought I'd feel this way. The way I feel about you.
We've taken the things babies love most and put them into our new nappy, including wider grip tab arms, comfy fit around the legs, and a more embracing elastic waist for total comfort. New Huggies. Only you hug them better.
What should your next car be? A real four-wheel drive? A real seven-seater? A real European luxury vehicle? Discovery is 3 cars in one. At $63,990 drive away, it's the real deal.
So, I mean, why should I have to pay a higher home loan interest rate? Just because I work for myself?
You don't. With Rams, you still get a discounted rate even with no full financials. Just call 13 Rams. That's 137267.
Any bites? Nah, you? Must be a shark around.
Let's celebrate Australian golf. The MFS Australian Open from November 16. Book at Ticketmaster now.
Power on into Bob Jane T-Marts, official sponsor of the Lexmark Indy 300. And you can celebrate with no deposit, no interest and nothing to pay till 2008. That's no deposit, no interest and nothing to pay until 2008.
For more great deals, see me, Ken, at the Newcastle West T-Mart.
Or me, Michael, at the Qatari T-Mart today.
Catalogue out now. Power into...
Wow, fresh outdoor lighting ideas from Rovert. Light up your front, light up your back, light up your barbecue deck. At Rovert Lighting and Electrical, we're here to make you look good. Welcoming doorway lighting, smart entry spotlights, 12-volt garden light sets, recessed garden wall lights, low energy pathway lights, and fabulous feature lighting. See hundreds of outdoor lighting ideas now showing at Rovert Lighting and Electrical.
It's time to save at Frisco Furniture with the Value Pack Spring Catalogue. The Chevron two-piece lounge suite, a red-hot $1,395. And save $400 off the Melbourne three-piece leather lounge suite. Watch for the Frisco Spring Catalogue and buy with 2 years interest-free.
Thank God he's on our side in a no-holds-barred action thriller. Wesley Snipes, The Art of War, next on NBN.
Welcome back to our coverage of the first Tri-Nations match between Australia and New Zealand, won by Australia 30 points to 18. And you might have seen Rennie Matua helped off the field near full time there. Well, he has an ankle injury and the Australian lock will miss the next 2 tests. And we'll talk about the effects of that and who might replace him in a moment. Firstly, though, the man of the match, and he is with Ben Ikin.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm here with the Channel 9 man of the match, who was Carmichael Hunt. In the first of 7 Tri-Nations games in 2006. Mate, you don't remember much of your first ever test, but how'd you find that one out there tonight?
Yeah, it was a good match. Obviously the boys, come in and played hard against us, but to our credit, we stuck to our guns and come off with a win, which was good.
Now, your preparation under Ricky Stewart, what was that like?
Mate, he's a good coach, mate. Obviously, with all the dramas he's had at club level, he didn't carry that through to our test level, and mate, the boys are enjoying his company, and we, we're going really well together.
Now, there are 5 rookies out there tonight, and they all seem to play like they'd been playing for Australia for years.
Exactly, mate. The boys, they got good heads on them. Obviously, they've been practicing hard at training and everything come off for us tonight, which was good.
Well, good on you, mate. You go and celebrate your victory.
Thanks a lot, Aki.
Carmichael Hunt, Brian just had a wonderful game, didn't he? Despite a knock that we talked about earlier, just full of confidence, and you'd suspect he'd been an Australian jumper for quite a while.
Absolutely, he's a star player. He's difficult to play against, as are most of them, if not all of them. And he's had a great year, rounded off with a grand final win, and that's a great start to the series for him.
Yeah, let's not underestimate the courage involved there, Matty, either. And when you've copped a few against the Kiwis, and you get up and you play so well.
I'll tell you, hit the line hard tonight, Carmichael, with the ball. He really surged. He's known for his sidestep, but he didn't use it so much. He was very brave. And I think in your career, I think Carmichael will look back. I think the turning point in his career when he was injured and Justin Hodges stepped into fullback and did so well, I think he started to see his career at fullback fading away. But since he's gone back to the fullback job, he's been terrific, fantastic tonight. Well done.
Okay, I mentioned Rennie Matua will be out of the Australian team, like Rennie Matua for the next couple of tests. Just your thoughts on the effect that might have, and any thoughts on who they might replace him with?
Well, I'll just have a look at the bench. I think Andrew Ryan will come into the side. I don't know who will move on to the bench. I'm not sure what they'll do there, but I think that there's a ready-made guy in Andrew Ryan. Played a lot of Origin football, a lot of big Test matches and grand finals. He's ready to go.
Okay, we mentioned earlier what a great game Jonathan Thurston had, and he's now with Ben Ikin.
Well, the first test was from the bench, mate. You started tonight. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was pretty fast starting it, but I enjoyed every moment of it.
And how did you enjoy being back with the blokes that you'd won at Origin level with? Darren Lockyer, Cameron Smith and Carmichael Hunt. You seem to combine very well out there.
Yeah, I was pretty successful in Origin level, so hopefully we can keep that up, in the next few weeks.
And they always say a halfback gets nowhere near the room he needs unless he's got a good forward pack. How did you think the big guys went tonight?
Yeah, they were outstanding. A few calls went against us, and the boys just hung in there and dug deep, and they make my job a lot easier. And playing inside Lockie, it's very easy.
And what was the preparation like under Ricky Stewart leading into the match?
Yeah, everything ran pretty smoothly. We had a few sessions towards the back end of the week, and the combinations are slowly getting there.
Well, great game from the team and for you personally tonight, mate. Go enjoy the victory.
Will do, thanks.
Only Jonathan Thurston's second game in an Australian jumper, and what a great performance it was, combining so well with his Origin teammate Darren Lockyer to provide so much security and talent for Australia around the scrum base. The third team, of course, in the Tri-Nations is Great Britain, and Brian Carney's been good enough to join us tonight. Brian, you've got 9 players yet to join you. And they're all involved in the Super League Grand Final this weekend. I guess they'll come to the country ready to go.
Yeah, they will. They're going to obviously come match fit, which is a benefit. They'll have the rest against the Newcastle district side on Friday week, but they'll be right to go against New Zealand. And after having a look at that, we'll need to be ready to go. That was a very, very good start, and Australia will be very pleased with going to a difficult place and winning well.
Okay, Matt, match 2, Australia-New Zealand again. How do you see the second round going? Will it be as comprehensive?
Well, with it being down in Melbourne, it'll probably be similar conditions to New Zealand a little bit. So, look, the way Australia played, and when they were able to apply their game plan, they were so good. You'd think it was only going to be an Australian win, but the Kiwis showed a little bit. They're very physical, and as Brian commented, like not only the Great Britain players got some players coming back, but also the Kiwis will get some guys as well. So things may change, but look, I like Australia, Shero. They were very good.
Okay, well, 6 matches to go in this Tri-Nations. The next one is Australia and New Zealand again. That's next week in Melbourne, and it's next Saturday at 7:30pm live from the Telstra Dome in Melbourne. Just a reminder too of the big event in cricket coming up on the 9 Network. The first test, Australia against England at the Gabba in Brisbane, Thursday the 23rd of November. So we're looking forward to the beginning of the mission to regain the Ashes here in Australia. And of course the Telstra Australian Swimming Championships. These are the trials for the World Championships early next year. Thorpe, Hackett, Jones, Lenton and Henry, all world and Olympic champions, all on show at the Chandler Aquatic Centre in Brisbane, and that one begins early in December. And a great friend of sport in Australia is Johnny Lewis, and we must mention a function he's having, and it's the night before the Tri-Nations final. It's at the Australian Jockey Club at Randwick, and the proceeds go to the Inner Metropolitan Police and Community Youth Clubs. If you'd love a ticket, ring that number. They're only $75, and it will be a wonderful night hosted by Alan Jones. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight of our Tri-Nations. Thanks to Brian and Matt. We'll be back next week with more great rugby league on Channel 9. Join us then.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.